You are for the boys.
For the boys.
Yeah, you are down for the boys.
I'm sorry, I'm not hearing what you're saying.
No, you got it. You said it. You said it. I think, like, we're down for the boys. Like, we're just guys being dudes. We like to hang out.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
On today's part of my take, a twofer for the people. We've got Paul Rabil in studio. We almost, by the way, PFT, got old takes exposed because we recorded this midweek last week, and we're like, oh, the Waterdogs are 0-2. They went all the way to overtime, but yes, they are 0-2. So we still look good in this interview. And then we have our lawyer, Mr. Portnoy. Had been a long, long time. Great to catch up with him. A lot of laughs. Very, very funny moments. We're going to talk Game 4 in Boston on Friday night. Get you ready for Game 5 in Golden State on Monday. Who's back of the week? And also seems like we've got a Curry love triangle that we're going to figure out after the interviews. And we're brought to you by our friends at Visible. What would you do with extra money? You'd save by switching to Visible. Well, you could pay $60 with some carriers or as little as $25 a month with Visible. With the extra money, you could take someone on a date or maybe just live your single life and buy yourself dinner. Speaking of singles, who was the single most visible player of the night? Hank, for Game 4. Who would you say it was? The most single visible player of the night.
Draymond.
Okay, good
pick.
answer. All right, so we want to hear who your most visible player was last game, and we're giving away some PMT signed basketball jerseys to AWLs who tag PMT Invisible on Instagram and Twitter with their submission. Make sure to tag us both for your chance to win. Switch to Visible at visible.com/pod and get unlimited single line wireless for as low as $25 a month. Comparison to a single line with unlimited data at other major carriers. For plan and network details, see visible.com/pod. Visible.com/pod. Get unlimited single line wireless for as low as $25 a month. Okay, let's go. Welcome to Part of My Take, presented by Visible. Go right now to visible.com/pod, and you can get unlimited single line wireless for as low as $25 a month. Today is Monday, June 13th, and Steph Curry's legacy has entered the chat.
Let's go. A legacy series, baby.
Legacy series. Friday night, Steph Curry went into Boston and dropped an all-time performance. Hank, you want to just lead off?
With what?
How you're
thoughts,
feeling?
yeah.
Thoughts. Just your thoughts.
How's your butthole doing?
Yeah, just your thoughts.
My butthole was clenched. It was a very impressive performance from Steph Curry. He did everything for them. Klay Thompson, Draymond. I mean, Klay played well. Draymond's absolutely useless out there.
He almost had a single double.
Yeah, well,
he had 9 rebounds.
Nine rebounds and 8 assists. He is Ben Simmons.
It kind of felt like when Draymond after the first game was like, oh, well, we won 40 of the minutes and just, fell apart. That's how that game felt. The Celtics felt like they were in control the whole time. There was a few times where they had like a 6-5 point lead where if they had just, had a couple stops and a couple good possessions, they would have pulled away, and Steph Curry just wouldn't let it happen. It was tough. He was taking the air out. There was a lot of moments Big Cat loves where everyone's going crazy. Then they hit a 3 and everyone just shuts up. I
mean, those are the greatest moments in sports.
And Marcus, like at the end of the game, the last 4 minutes of the Celtics, they just fell apart. They forgot how to play basketball.
Yeah, Mark, this happens at the end of a lot of games where Smart gets a lot of open looks, and I guess just in a vacuum, they're good shots because he's open.
Right.
But when it's Marcus Smart taking them at the end of games, they're not necessarily good
shots.
Well,
they're by design. Golden State deserves a little credit
for
being
sure.
Like, we're going to take away everyone but Marcus Smart and see if he can beat us. I also like that game. It did feel like we talked about it before Game 4 that like the Celtics are the better team, and if they beat, the only way they lose is beating themselves. It was Steph Curry beating them, but there was a lot of Celtics beating themselves.
Yeah, at the PFT's point, if they make it, yeah, they would have been back in the game. But I would rather live and die with Jaylen Brown or Jason Tatum, making or missing shots. I don't even think they shot in the last 4 minutes, maybe once.
Yeah, yeah, it was weird. Tatum had a lot of turnovers, so I was out in San Francisco, and I was at a wedding. I was at the rehearsal dinner on Friday night, and I did the thing where I hadn't seen my friends in a really long time, so I got blackout drunk, way too drunk on Friday, and then Saturday, like the wedding, I was like, I'm I'm a
Just
shell
sweating.
of myself.
Yeah.
So I watched the entire game and I did not remember anything. I was taking notes during. So I'm going to read you just my notes real quick because I remember I was watching the game, watched every single play, and then one of my buddies who wasn't watching after was like, what happened? I was like, Warriors won and Steph. And that was like all I could tell him. So my notes are, these are notes I was taking during the game. It's like, dude, you're so drunk that you're not going to be able to remember this. Hold on, let me find my notes. Where the fuck did I put them? Oh, yeah, here it is. Okay. First note is just Steph. Second note is Stephen. I wrote Steph, so I guess I'm not as close to him. Second note is just Dave's shirt is way too big. He was wearing it looked like a pajama shirt.
Like triple XL.
I don't know what was going
Wouldn't that be
on.
awesome if Dave Portnoy was the one that brought back like the big white tee look? So you could go into like any gas station and get the like quadruple XL fresh pressed white tee.
He looked like he was walking out like a college like a dude's apartment, and like the girlfriend walks out after a long night being wearing like her boyfriend's shirt.
Or like
what is going on right now, dude?
Like a middle school girl waiting for her dad to pick her up at the pool.
Yeah, it was just, I actually had a tweet where I didn't have cell service at points, and I got one out that was just like, I can't get any tweets out making fun of Dave's shirt. This is my personal hell. And then my next one is Draymond is Ben Simmons, because he now Steve Kerr deserves all the. I watched the game back on Saturday after I was sober. Steve Kerr deserves a ton of credit. The people who say Steve Kerr can't coach,
Bad coach.
going offense, defense, and also having the balls to pull Draymond out of the fourth quarter. And that offense, defense actually worked because Draymond had a couple deflections there at the end, and he basically was like, Draymond Green does not want to shoot. He is Ben Simmons at this point, where it's like he could have a completely open look going towards the basket, and he will pass it up.
Yeah,
every time.
which is smart.
Yes.
It's smart for him at this point, like, because if he does force it at the basket, he's going to do that thing where he puts up a finger roll and it goes off the backboard.
Right.
Doesn't hit the rim.
Right. He's just breaking the backward all the time. My next note was just Steph, whoa. That must have been just a big three he hit.
That was probably that move that he did, because Steph does this when he's really feeling it. He'll do the thing where he does a fake step back to a three. They try to block it. He drives past him. They catch up with him. He does like a full 360 pivot, ends up going towards the basket and just throws up a little teardrop.
Yeah.
That doesn't even hit the net. It just goes straight through.
Yeah, he had everything going. He had the ones where like he was getting the ball forced out of his hand, and then he'd run the full like baseline and then show up in the corner and hit one.
Yep.
I think this one was the one where he was looking for a foul which wasn't there. He like fell down, and that was where it was like he's just gonna hit every shot that he takes. And then Wiggins went to rebounding school. He just felt like every time they needed a rebound, he was there. I don't know where he came from. But
Rebounding school.
Yeah, he went to rebounding school. And then my last note is Steph, whoa.
Okay,
So
honestly, that's a pretty solid recap of the game.
Yeah, that's my drunk recap.
That's really how you could follow. I was watching the game in a bar in Brooklyn that did not have a television, which
Okay.
So I was watching it on my phone.
It's redundant.
And it is extremely. Like I looked it up before I went there. I was like, this place is probably not going to have a TV.
Yeah.
And not only did that place not have a TV, none of the bars within like a 2-block radius had a TV. So if you're watching, if there's like a big sports game on in a bar where they don't have a TV and you are the person that has the ESPN app on their phone pulled up, you become a god in that bar.
Yeah.
I had like a little gathering around me of people that were just treating it like it was the bar's television.
Right.
And you become like a superstar. People like sending you free drinks. Thanks for letting me watch your TV.
Right.
No problem. So I was
my phone. Yeah.
I had a lot of takes too that I wish I could have tweeted out, but I can't be tweeting
you were the
because
phone,
everybody
yeah.
is watching my phone.
You should have.
at that point.
What you should have done is you should have pulled it down so it was in the top right corner while you tweeted. Being
let me get
sorry
this-
guys, you're gonna have to watch the corner of my phone. For
Let
a second.
me get this tweet off. I've got a burning addiction to being online.
But yeah, it was Steph. It was Steph.
It was the Steph game.
It was the Steph game.
And Hank, I'm more curious about the atmosphere in Boston. On a scale of 1 to 10, how classy were you?
I'm not gonna lie, it was way more classy than I was expecting.
Really?
There was like a couple fuck Draymonds, a couple like one fuck Clay, but I was actually expecting it to be a lot more and a lot more consistent.
It looked like an electric like atmosphere. Where were you sitting?
We were like behind the basket. Great tickets. Shout out to Game Time. My only other observation from the Celtics game is that obviously his knees are made of glass, and I don't know, he wasn't like playing in the end of the fourth quarter. But when Robert Williams, he's the most impactful player on the court.
He was insane.
Like as many blocks as he probably has so many more that just because his presence is there, they don't even try and take shots.
And it's just energy.
And his rebounds. He had like 10 rebounds the first quarter.
He brings the energy for the Celtics. Now, my question to you, Hank, is like when you were watching that game, because that was an all-time Steph Curry performance. 43 points. I think he was 7 for 14 from 3. Like, just insane. It felt like every time he was shooting the ball, it was going in. Did you have that feeling standing there like, we're just so fucked because there's nothing you can do about it? Like, he was... you could argue that, you know, their defense dropped coverage, all these things, but there were times when Steph, they would try to give him a different look, and he still would figure out a way to beat it. It was just so insane.
I think it was like 9 minutes left, and the Celtics were up 5 or 6, and it was a timeout, and Golden State had the ball. So these are the most important next 4 minutes, and then I think they scored like both times down the court and made it to 2, and then after that, it was the Steph show.
Yeah.
It was also one of those weird games where it was close, kind of like game 1, where it was close, and then they took the lead, and the Celtics just couldn't get it back, and it was over.
Yeah, right. It just ended.
Jason
Right.
Tatum
But it was a close
also-
game, but it was 10 points at the end.
Right.
Tatum got hurt in like the first 5 minutes of the game, as is custom
He
for
did?
him now.
I missed that.
Yeah, the French shoulder? His French shoulder came out. That's what Kirk Goldsberry was saying.
Okay, his French shoulder,
like the
yeah.
Big Ben walking boot thing. He was hurt in like the first 5 minutes, and then he came back and he was fine after that. But I would be a little bit worried if I were you guys, and I thought that it looked like the Celtics were going to cakewalk their way. But there's nothing you can do when Steph plays like that. You can't stop that.
Hank's going to get mad at this comment, but I still think the Celtics are the better team.
Oh, they are. I think they definitely are.
I do. I
do too. No,
and I also
you're
think
not wrong.
I mean, if you were looking for a bet after a loss, they've been undefeated these playoffs. You'd expect them to win on Monday.
Yes, I do.
And so I obviously if Steph decides to just do that again, then it's a totally different, because like the Celtics are the better team, but Steph Curry is the best player on the court. So that's kind of the equalizer at hand that we have.
I think Richard Jefferson, how he explained the finals, like it's all playing out pretty much exactly that way.
Because Andrew Wiggins was, when we were talking to Kirk Goldsberry on Wednesday night, saying like Andrew Wiggins needed to have a game where it felt like his presence was there, and it was. Those offensive rebounds that he got, where he had a couple like layups at the end of the game, like it felt like he was out there and his defense on Tatum has been very, very good. So,
but if you go by what Richard Jefferson was saying, it's bad for the Celtics. He was saying that as the series goes on, they're going to get tired.
I know.
And the superstars.
Yeah. Oh, our man Perk, carry the hell on, Kendrick Perkins. He said he's on board to give Steph Curry the MVP no matter what.
Love
trade.
it.
I support that.
Love it.
Yeah, he said
Yes.
no matter what, win or lose, Steph Curry deserves this MVP. I'd be willing to trade in Billy not being vegan just for the ensuing takes that would come with Steph Curry.
Yes.
Winning the MVP in a losing effort.
In a losing effort.
Yeah.
If Steph Curry wins, I'm going carnivore diet.
Only Curry. You should
nice.
only eat
No,
Curry.
no, only meat.
Only Curry would be funny.
Yeah.
That's terrible for your bowels.
This series has been also a big like enemy of my enemy is my friend, where a lot of the Golden State slander is coming from the LeBron Cavs
Correct.
team's fans
Correct.
and all of the ammo that I've been using and seeing. It's like, yes, and then I realized these are all Cavs fans.
Yes,
However,
yeah.
LeBron says that he wants to play. I think he said it again. He reiterated that he would like to play on Golden State at some point in his career.
But you're right, Hank. It's all like anytime Steph has a bad game, or like the Warriors have lost a game in this series, it's been like, well, Kyrie and Kevin Love got hurt one year. 2016 happened. Then he needed KD to save him. That's basically been the narrative every time. Like you just stand. It just goes.
And the one
back.
time it was even, they lost 3-1.
Yeah, it just goes back and forth of Steph Curry is top 10 all time to Steph Curry has been carried to everything and he's the luckiest player in NBA
Mickey
history.
Mouse rings. And then you can always make the argument. I love this one where they talk about 2017 and they're like, if J.R. Smith goes up with that shot, then the Cavaliers win that series.
Yeah.
You can also say that.
Yeah. It's I mean, it's been a fucking hell of a finals. I'm excited for tonight.
Yeah, I'm really nervous.
You
Really
must be
nervous.
very, very
We'll be
nervous.
streaming.
Yeah.
I'll be shitting my pants.
We also have probably the biggest debate that we have to discuss ever in terms of sports debates. This one coming from Chris Webber, who said during the game, is Draymond... I was lucky enough to have this presence of mind to screenshot it when someone sent it on the Pardon My Take group chat. He said, is Draymond Green the Wes Welker of the NBA? Yes or no? And if yes, what does that mean? And what does that mean for him and Wes?
Okay, let's talk about it.
Let me read it one more time, just
Let's
because
go.
it
Let's
is
talk
actually hard to follow.
No, I'm with it.
Is Draymond Green the Wes Welker of the NBA? Yes or no? And if yes, what does that mean? And what does that mean for him and Wes?
Okay, so
We need him to have like a brutal turnover that loses them a game they should have won
Also, is he thinking?
to give away the championship.
Is he thinking Julian Edelman? Because like Draymond has rings.
yeah, you
Wes
could,
doesn't.
It's funny because you could actually make the argument that Chris Webber is the Wes Welker
Right.
of college basketball.
Right. It's just like I don't.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
like
I
that
don't-
actually
Yeah.
fits.
Right. Right.
I think that's you know what he's doing? He's doing that whole thing where like if somebody's guilty of something, they project and they accuse other people.
Yeah.
So he's getting out in front of it before anyone accuses him. He's
just
like
been
Draymond
thinking-
is. Yeah.
He's been thinking about Wes Welker. I don't know where the analogies would start between Draymond Green and Wes Welker.
Yeah,
I'm trying to think of one.
I'm struggling to think of it. So let's see. Wes Welker went to Texas Tech, right?
Yeah, Draymond went to Michigan State.
He was also not like Draymond's,
Welker played for
whatever,
the
the third or
Broncos.
fourth fiddle, but I feel like Wes Welker was also like kind of the number one receiver on a lot of the teams he played for.
I would
Maybe
say,
two,
like-
obviously not with Moss, but
yeah.
Clay's more similar to the like Wes Welker was awesome. When he
Yeah,
was
right.
right.
He wasn't even Edelman. Wes Welker was more of a star when he was like really good than like Edelman worked his way up there.
I could see Draymond maybe doing Molly recreationally.
Yeah.
That could be a connection.
Yeah. Man, that would be spook.
Concussions?
That'd
Yeah.
be weird. Draymond on Molly.
I don't know. It's one of the weirdest analogies I've ever read. I really I was thinking about it basically all weekend after seeing it. Being
both
like,
were-
where does it start? Give me one starting point that I can be like, yep, okay, all right, I'm gonna follow you down this path.
Wes Welker. Didn't he wear a fun hat at one point?
That big concussion.
Yeah, well,
helmet.
he went to he wore the big concussion helmet, but he also went to the Kentucky Derby.
Yeah,
did
and
volley
he wore a
yeah.
fun hat. I'm pretty sure that Draymond Green is a fun hat guy too.
Yeah, is Wes Welker the QB or the wide receiver coach?
I think
for
now
the
he's
Niners.
He's a Dolphins now. I think he went over with McDaniel.
Okay. Oh no, he was for the Texans at first.
He was on the
They're
Niners
Dolphins now.
He was the Niners, so I guess they were in San Francisco at the same time,
briefly.
although he was in Santa Clara.
Yeah, I think he needs to put that take back in the oven for a little bit.
I'm just trying to think what else. I mean, how tall is Draymond Green? He's like 6'8".
6'7".
All right, so not that because Wes Welker's 5'9".
5', yeah, 5'10".
Shit, thought we had one there.
Let's see what else is Wes Welker went out to Denver,
Okay,
played with Peyton Manning.
okay. The Warriors did beat the Nuggets this year.
That's true.
Yep. Okay. What else? ACL. I don't think Draymond's ever had an ACL.
He was on the best regular season of all time, but lost the championship.
Oh, there we go.
Okay.
Yeah, I
There
forgot
we
about
go.
that
That's
one.
where we start.
Good memory, Hank.
This is, Chris Webber. Way to go, dude.
I think it's just Chris Webber is the Wes Welker of college basketball.
Yeah. It was a very, very bizarre thing for him to throw out
We don't
there.
really know if either one's going to be a Hall of Famer. Like they're both kind of borderline.
Yeah. Although everyone makes the NBA Hall of Fame, but yeah, I'd agree. Like there'll be that will become a big debate.
Yeah, should Draymond make the Hall of Fame?
Although Draymond's going to be so good at like Charles Barkley's role whenever Chuck wants to retire that he'll make the Hall of Fame easily.
Yeah, he'll
'Cause
talk-
be
he'll
able to
talk his way into
Yeah,
it.
right. So, all right. Anything else from Game 4 that we missed that we need to talk about? What do you need to see
I
starting?
got a grammatical lesson.
Oh, really? About
Oh,
what?
I hate that.
I tweeted fucking A man.
Oh,
Didn't use a
Fucking a
comma,
man.
so yeah, I was like, I went back to my Twitter, like it was just a live tweet, like during a commercial or
you
something,
just said fucking a man.
and didn't even look at it till after the game. And then I was looking, it's like replies, 20 replies, 30 replies, and then fucking a man had like 300.
That's perfect.
You're such a good ally,
Yeah,
Hank.
love is love.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Pride Month.
I do think the Celtics plus 3.5 is a good bet on Monday night.
Me too.
I like
it might
it too.
look stupid.
So I mean, if the Celtics they haven't lost this postseason following the loss. They haven't
Correct.
lost 2 straight. That would mean that they will win the championship. Correct.
Correct. In 7. Well,
Numbers never lie. Fact or
won,
fiction?
They have won 2 in a row, so they could win 2 in a row.
Fact.
Win in 6.
Yeah.
And you are going to be sitting on the wood for Game 6, which actually makes Monday night like the most pressure-packed game of your life because you can then go and sit on the wood for possibly a championship.
Yeah, and
Which would be like you'd be in like the trophy presentation.
let's just not even talk about it.
I mean,
Let's
we
just
have
focus
to
on
at
tonight.
least-
No, we'll focus on
No, you
tonight.
Clearly, you've thought about it. You've thought about looking up and seeing confetti.
You're gonna get on the court. You're gonna have a net draped around your neck.
I'm concerned with how much I've thought about it. Yes,
Do you think they'll let you give a speech?
maybe not. I mean, not like your speech at Wisconsin, but I'm not going to talk about it publicly. I have thought about it.
So
I
you
drove
thought
home
about what you
today.
were
I mean,
gonna
I had
say?
a 5-hour drive home today.
You're right. So you were thinking like, all right, what am I gonna say here?
Not
Fucking
say,
A,
but just
man.
like, yeah. No, I'm not even going
Wait.
to talk about it.
Go back to the fucking a man tweet. Did you capitalize the letter A?
No.
Oh, that's even worse. So you really were fucking a man.
Yeah, according to my that was my update. That was my
Yeah.
Twitter update in like the third quarter or fourth quarter. It was probably after Steph, like kind of after Steph did
It
something.
was after my first Steph whoa.
This might sound like I should know the answer to this question already, but what does fucking A mean?
I'm looking it up right now.
Is it just from like British people being like fucking hell?
What is it?
I just
What?
Did you type fucking a man?
No.
I put the comma in.
Come on, Billy.
What does fucking A mean?
It's okay.
Where does it come from?
Fucking A.
Because I think British people would always be like fucking L.
Oh, it's U.S. slang, vulgar, an expression of triumph or joy, usually in response to an unexpected good news. Comes from the military saying affirmative, which was said by soldiers in the heat of battle as fucking affirmative, which was later shortened to fucking A.
And which
However,
is later
over the
shortened to
years,
fucking amen.
the meaning of this phrase has been changed. Is now used to express something as good.
Okay.
Oh, so it was a double negative.
Yeah.
I didn't even use it correctly. Twice.
Yeah.
I think you can also use it to be like, ah, shit. It can just
Yeah.
be like shit.
I think
That's
it's like,
what I was going for.
Yeah, it can
Fucking
be.
A.
Listen, language evolves over the years.
Fucking A, man.
Fucking A, man.
Yeah, so it's like, did our bunker
So over
get
here-
bombed?
Yeah.
Fucking affirmative.
Yeah.
I missed it.
Fucking
I was
A.
fucking a man. That kind of thing. I must have missed it. All right. Other things before we get to who's back. The Lightning. I think I kind of want to bet on the Lightning to win this series.
It's going to be interesting.
They just don't lose.
They don't. And this was a karma series for the Rangers.
Yeah.
After that game where they had the Rangers fan that just sucker punched the Lightning fan in the concourse,
Which-
it's like, you know what? I have to say, Memes was right.
Yeah.
Scumbag Rangers fan.
Staten Island specifically.
Yeah.
Scumbags.
And then he showed up for court wearing the Rangers shirt.
Which I respect
yeah,
that.
you
So
have to.
actually, I kind of like it.
I really
again.
do want, like, I've said this before, but I want, every time there's like a major arrest and they write about it in the news, I want to know like what team that person
Yes.
rooted for.
Yes.
So if it's like
Gives you
like
great context.
bank robbery,
Yeah.
it's like Celtic fan arrested for bank robbery.
Yeah, it's the context that we all need.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they losing 4 in a row. Wait, no, they did, right? They were up 2-0 in the series and they lost 4 in a row.
Yep.
The Lightning are just I know the Avalanche are better, and we're gonna have Whitney on Wednesday to preview the whole series. But they just don't lose. They're just
Do you think it's because it's hockey that no one is sick of the Lightning yet?
yeah, and they had one COVID.
Yeah.
So it's like that definitely makes it feel like I've had a few times where I've had to check myself and be like, oh yeah, that would be 3 in a row.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Because if it was any other sport, I feel like America would be sick of that
So
team
sick
by
of
now.
it.
We would hate them.
Yes.
But I don't think anybody hates the Lightning.
It's the combo of hockey and Tampa.
Yeah. I also
It's a
think that
perfect combo.
like blue sweaters are tough in general to hate.
Yeah.
Blue's like a likable color.
Yeah, and lightning bolts.
Yeah, it's pretty sick.
Yeah, but they are just they're nails. Like they just everything about them they get better as series goes on.
Mm-hmm.
They like tighten things up, don't let up goals. I don't know, it's just I'm sitting here before the series starts and I've been thinking about what I want to bet, and everything says that the Avalanche are the best team in the NHL, but then it tells me like, guess what? The Avalanche, maybe I'll wait till the Avalanche win the first like 2 games or 3 games, and then the Lightning are like, all right, now we're going to start playing and you're not going to score ever again and we're going to win.
I'm just going to take the over. I'm just going to root for goals and good games.
Yeah.
I want some overtimes. Now is the time where we are prepared for overtime playoff hockey.
Yes.
It's been long enough to the point where like 3 overtimes, that won't phase me. I'll chew 3
one
overtimes.
super long overtime game would be a lot of fun.
It'd be amazing. Yeah.
Yes. I'm willing to stay up.
I have a programming question.
Yeah.
Justin Bieber concert is still off, even though
Yeah, because of his
face got paralyzed.
Paralyzed, yeah.
Usually, the NHL season ends before
Correct.
NBA, and we do Mount Rushmore at the end of NBA.
Right.
Are we going to
Oh.
do it after NHL or after
Oh.
NBA?
I think we do it after NBA.
Oh. When's
You just did
That's-
you just did
oh.
Berman.
Hockey Game 7 would be Tuesday, June 28th.
that's too long to wait.
Yeah, I say we do it after the NBA finals.
Earliest
are
it would
over.
end is
Okay,
June
maybe
22nd.
you know what? Let's just do it this way. Let's do it. Let's just say the date that let's make a compromise. So even if the NBA Finals only goes 6 games, let's just start because this is how they always start the NBA Finals and Stanley Cup. They say like what the date is well before. Let's just say that Mount Rushmore, the first Mount Rushmore, will be June 22nd, next Wednesday.
I like that.
So no matter what, June 22nd, next Wednesday.
Set your clocks.
So
Team Mount Rushmore.
if NBA Finals ends on Friday, we're still going to wait till the following Wednesday. That will be our kickoff Mount Rushmore. Get your submissions in. We need topics this year. You got anything you want to hear us do? We're doing teams this year. It's kind of like it's like season,
it's like the
7
live.
of the challenge.
No, it's like the live.
Yeah.
It's like the live tour.
Yeah, right. But it's
We do need mascots. We need really shitty logos
we gotta
designed
get logos.
for us. Yeah.
Yep. All right, we'll get logos.
What's our
We'll
team?
sell merch.
Commenter cat?
No, we gotta do something that makes fun of them. We'll think of it. We'll think of it. Well, we don't want to show our hand.
Double anchovies.
No, it's double olives.
Double olives.
Double olives.
Yeah.
Extra. Hold the anchovies. And then I guess the LIV Golf happened this weekend. That scoreboard, it looked like Dude Perfect. It was weird to watch the whole thing. Charles Schwartzel. I'm at the point now where I can still disagree with all of what Saudi Arabia's done, but then I can chuckle every time like someone like Charles Schwartzel, who hadn't won a tournament in forever, won, and he was like, "Yeah, I kind of needed the money."
Yeah.
Like this is sick.
Somebody pointed out, I forget who it was. They said that it was the tour for people who were either heavily in debt or recently divorced.
Yeah.
And that's exactly right. Like,
Yes.
if you need to make alimony payments, you're going to the fucking live.
You're sign me up
You're
for the
going
live.
to
tour.
take the money and run. And
I'll forget one other category: guys who may or may not have done steroids so much that they got hurt a bunch and said they were going to break golf, and then golf broke them, and
or if
now
you're
they have to do it.
If you're in debt to your steroid dealer.
Yeah, right.
Then
right,
you have to go
exactly.
over there.
Not naming names.
No.
We don't know who that could be.
I think Hank undersold.
Or someone that everyone on the tour hates already.
that could also be
True.
That could be but it could be another guy too.
Yeah, Patrick Reed is such a perfect fit for the LIV Tour.
Yeah.
If he steals anything, they're going to cut his hands off.
Well,
Also,
it's like for
did
him,
you-
it's like you go through the debate. It's like, well, will people hate me if I do this? Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you see the Pat Perez? He basically had come out. What it was like maybe February was like whatever Tiger says is gospel, like is gold. We'll follow his lead. Like there was someone who commented on his Instagram that was like in February was like go to the LIV Tour. He's like hell no, never. And now he's joined. And he was like, yeah, after talking with my family and realizing like the schedule was a little easier. And
After speaking it over
parentheses
with my accountant.
Yeah, parentheses millions of dollars. I'm now comfortable with doing this.
Let's just say it moved me
It just is a great
to
life.
a bigger house.
It's a great life lesson to never say no to anything definitively because you probably will someday be swayed the other way.
And that's what they have the power to do is if anybody says no, they're like, how about we just add another zero?
Yeah, right.
And it's like, yep, okay, yeah, no, now you've convinced me. Well
Yeah.
done.
And then we had this league because Rory won the Canadian Open, and in his press conference after, he said, that's my 21st, one more than someone else, and that's someone else being Greg Norman, who has 20.
And Greg Norman had an all-time picture that was taken after the introductory press conference, I think on Thursday.
Yes.
Where Alan Shipnick got kicked out.
Yep.
And then the goons from the tour were like escorting him out, and Greg Norman was like, I'm sorry, I didn't see that happen. I would have stepped in. Then a picture came out of Greg Norman lurking behind him with this grin on his face. He looked like a great white shark. Actually, that like smelled blood in the water and was ready to pounce. It was awesome. Listen, I'm not here to judge anyone that's making $100 million from the golf standpoint, but the rivalry that's going back and forth and the controversy, I'm going to put the good for golf stamp on it.
Yeah.
I think we're talking about golf more.
Yeah.
And except when the commissioner of the PGA Tour got on the microphone today and he was like, hey, you guys remember 9/11? Those are the guys that did not. He invoked 9/11
Yeah,
as a
Rick Pitino.
reason why
Yeah.
people should not leave the PGA Tour. Now everybody's like, well, that was a bit much.
Yeah, but hey, he's got to feel a little pressure right now.
Yeah.
with the commas that are getting thrown around.
Yep. I hope that they let what's Patrick Reed's wife's name? Justine, I think.
Sure,
I hope-
it should just be Karen.
I hope they let Karen caddy
Reed, yeah.
caddy for Patrick Reed because a story came out over the weekend that was saying that Justine was upset because she didn't have direct access to the commissioner of the PGA Tour to voice her complaints that she voiced on the Real Golf Facts account. She was like trying to complain about Patrick Reed's starting times to the commissioner, and he was like, "I can't handle you right now."
yeah.
So that's why she told Patrick to go over and play for the Saudis.
Right, and I'm sure all her complaints will be heard by the Saudis.
Yeah, ask to speak to MBS's manager.
Yeah.
See how that goes.
Can I get a Zoom call with MBS next week at 11 a.m.? Okay, cool. But yeah, I'd agree with you. Like, there's been more golf talk in a non-major week than has ever happened besides like a Tiger Woods scandal.
It's kind of like it's kind of like the Super League.
Actually, that's Tiger Woods. Like, he has to feel a little responsible. Hey, you want to get more people talking about PGA? Get another scandal, because that will get people going back the other way.
Exactly.
That's the only thing that can fight it off.
Yep, that or Max Homa winning the U.S. Open.
Yeah. Well, wait. So are these guys showing up to the U.S. Open?
I think Phil is going to show up.
That's awesome.
I hope Phil wears
That's
the
gonna
all
be
black outfit.
incredible. Is Dustin
Slick
Johnson
back hair. I don't know if DJ's going to do it.
I want all of them to show up, because that will be very fun to watch. Them show up and be just shunned.
The bad boys.
Yeah, and hated.
Yeah.
And what if one of them wins?
Justine's wearing a hijab.
Yeah, she's like,
They probably wouldn't put him on the broadcast at all.
Justine's the chick that went for a semester abroad.
Yeah, she got
But it all happened in one weekend.
I'm pretty sure Dustin Johnson's playing. He has a 6:45 a.m. practice around tea time this morning.
Wow. Okay, so
Schedule.
yeah, I don't know like how they're going to cover him, how they're going to talk about him.
See, this is good for golf. I'm
Yeah.
telling you, like
Yeah.
this U.S. Open is going to be incredible.
And they're only going to play because they can't play in the PGA Tour events. They're only going to play in the majors, which that's kind of all what we cared about.
How awesome
besides
would
the
that be?
Fortnite Open.
If it's like Phil and Rory dueling it out
Yeah.
in the final round
Phil
on
and
Sunday.
Tiger.
Phil and Tiger.
For the sanctity of golf.
Yeah.
Wow.
Max has a warm-up round at 8:57 a.m. with Taylor Gooch, who's on LIV.
They are good
That's really
friends,
interesting.
I think.
Yeah.
Like, actually. So,
Oh, okay.
yeah. The whole thing is going to
Yeah.
be fun to watch.
I'm pumped.
Yeah. And some people are saying that Bryson ran because he was scared.
Not me.
Not me. But some people could say that. Billy said it. If the Saudis are listening, Billy said it.
Billy's your number one fan.
Yeah,
actually.
Billy is actually a huge Saudi guy.
Spin Zone, they're just stealing a ton of money from the Saudis.
Oh, that's a good reply guy
Yeah.
tweet.
Uh-huh.
You should say that.
Yeah,
like
they
better
Just be like, yeah, now the money, like,
better Phil has it
yeah.
than the Saudi
Yeah.
royal family has.
yeah, because it might end up back in Penn Gaming.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's good for us. It's good for our stock price should go up.
Yeah, Phil's got money. Yeah, Billy's going to be the reply guy being like, actually, the Dustin Johnson Foundation raised over $500,000 for kids this year. So this is actually really good.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you can make it work. If you want to.
You can do any mental gymnastic you want to do.
They should just say like, yeah, they're paying me a fuckload of money,
Yep.
and that's why I'm doing it.
That's pretty much what Charles Schwartzel says.
Yeah.
Like, I haven't won a lot of money in a long time.
There are some people that are going after the golfers, and some of the guys that haven't made that much money over their career. Like one of them, I forget who it was.
Yeah, there's some like borderline like amateurs.
Had
So,
like
yeah.
$4 million in career earnings, which is a lot of money. But it's not like I'm set for life. My family's set for life.
It's not a lot of money if it's like 15 years.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I think it was
yeah.
like 10 years or
Yeah.
something like that, which is still, again, not,
No, it is,
not
but
bad,
yeah, right.
especially for playing a sport. But then you go over and you play for the LIV Tour, and they're giving you like $50 million guaranteed just for signing up. Like that, you can't tell somebody like, oh, I wouldn't do that for
Right.
$50 million, because we all have our number.
Right.
And again,
But-
my number is $100 million.
Yes, mine as well. And it is funny though, like when you see like, oh yeah, $4 million career earnings, and then it's like, wait, but it took him 12 years to do it, and taxes, and paying the caddies and all this stuff. Like, yeah, so he's obviously okay, but it's not like he's rolling in dough.
Yeah. It's just tough to say no to that much money. When somebody actually backs the truck up for you, it's tough to turn that down.
All right, let's get to who's back, and then we got Paul Rabil and Mr. Portnoy back to back. Before we get to who's back, Muggsies. Muggsies are the most comfortable men's jeans on the planet. Built with a proprietary stretch denim, these jeans look stylish but feel like you're wearing sweatpants. They have more room for your balls, no hugging your balls. They're never too baggy, never too skinny, always just right. What I ever tell people is if you are someone who's maybe not fashion forward and you don't want to be wearing those big like boot cut jeans anymore, but you can't fit into skinny jeans, Muggsy jeans are for you. They look good. They're not super skinny, but they're also not super baggy, and they're very, very comfortable. Also, Muggsy just dropped 10 fresh new design for their swim collection. Inseams of 7 and 9 inches, no netting, form-fitting liner that hugs your thighs like an old friend, and the super stretch fabric makes for a quicker drying surface. So they have the best jeans, and now they have the best swimsuits. So use promo code PMT for 10% off your entire order at Muggsy.com today. Code PMT for 10% off your entire order at Muggsy.com. Who's back of the week, Hank?
My who's back of the week is Tennessee doing Tennessee things.
That was mine.
University of Tennessee, Vol for Life, Big Cat, you were one of them. They were the #1 seed in college baseball, and they got upset today by Notre Dame. They're not even going to the College World Series.
By far the favorites, right? Like they had 3 #1 picks, and I remember they had a pitcher this year that was hitting like 105 miles per hour on the gun all the time, which doesn't seem possible. To me, that means like that radar gun is definitely rigged, right? But they kept talking about how he threw 3 of the fastest 5 pitches of all time this year.
Yeah, and they were the bad boys. Everyone, you can tell a team has struck a chord when everyone was reveling in the fact that Tennessee had lost. They won 57 games. They had the bat controversy.
49-0 when leading after 6 innings.
Crazy. They had the bat controversy. They had the guy who was flipping off the other team. So they were the bad boys.
I don't think, it's a fine line between being a bad boy and being a clown.
Yeah.
I think if you don't actually make it, then you're a clown.
Yeah. Well, their coach even said after the game day, he's like, I love these guys. You know, we had a couple maniacs on the team, I think, talking about all those controversies, which, yeah.
I mean, honestly, they were kind of fun to watch.
Yeah, they were.
I liked watching them.
Yes.
But they're clowns.
And it's been, I follow a lot of Tennessee Twitter because of my days as their coach, and it was funny watching the different emotions that they all went through, where it was like obviously shock and sadness, and then but SEC championship kind of more important than anything else.
True.
And maybe not.
And they also got that new quarterback on NIL.
Yeah. Arch Manning hasn't been in a Tennessee uniform yet, I don't think.
No.
Alabama and Georgia, I've seen him in. That's tough.
Yeah, it is.
So maybe we got to get him photoshopped in a jersey for tomorrow morning.
That would be nice.
Yeah, just let's cheer up Tennessee. Memes when he listens to this part. Get us in a nice Arch Manning photoshopped Tennessee
Just
jersey.
say first look.
Yeah, he's visiting Knoxville today. And you know what? He didn't want to go to a school where baseball took all the shine. Mm-hmm. So
probably a lot of fans that already had their travel and stuff booked too.
Oh, to Omaha for sure.
Yeah. It was a home game. Oof. Brutal. Notre Dame. Yeah, that's tough.
Notre Dame. That's awful.
Yeah.
Thoughts and prayers.
Okay, PFT, your who's back?
My who's back of the week is Dr. Heat.
Ooh.
Greg Williams.
Yes.
Greg Williams is back. He just got named as one of the defensive coordinators for the yet-to-be-announced XFL teams that are playing. So if you were in fear that we were going to see the last of Dr. Heat running 0 blitzes on 3rd and long, no. If you think that he was dialing up the heat in the NFL, wait till he gets to the Extreme Football League. We're looking at Extreme Heat.
It's going to be awesome.
Just blitz it's like how you used to play Madden back in the day. Just run Engage 8 all the time. That's what Greg Williams is going to be cooking up. And I still don't know what the XFL is going to do, if they're going to have the same cities, if they're even going to have cities, if they're going to do the PLL model. But frankly, I don't care, because I think I'm just going to root for whatever team Dr. Heat's coaching.
Yeah, that will be that. I will tune in for Greg Williams.
Yeah,
I as long as it's not against college basketball games, but I'll tune in. All right, my who's back. I had Tennessee, so I got baseball managers instead. Tony La Russa on Thursday, before we taped early because I had to travel, was the ire of all of White Sox Twitter because he intentionally walked someone in with a 1-2 count, making people be like, "Is he senile? What's
I think it was
going
Trey
on?"
Turner, right?
No, it was Trey Turner to get to Max Muncy, who then hit a home run.
Yep.
So, but it was a 1-2 count.
I'm just going to chalk that up. It's a June weekendish game. La Russa was probably drunk.
Yeah.
He probably had tied a couple on. That's
Yeah.
fine. Boys will be boys.
And then the other one was Joe Maddon, who got fired last week, but then the story came out later that because he was fired in the middle of a 12-game losing streak that the Angels had. They've since won a game. But he had gotten a mohawk for the team, and he was getting ready to reveal it to them, and then he got fired.
Yeah, that's tough. So he didn't even
So
get
he
to
got
show off
fired
the
with a
mohawk.
mohawk. He got fired with a mohawk.
And he didn't get to even see the team with the mohawk.
Yeah.
So he just went into the office.
Yeah.
With, how old is he? 60?
Yeah, I mean, he's 68.
68-year-old man.
Yeah.
Went into his boss's office with a mohawk.
With a mohawk. He's like, look, I got the answer.
Got fired.
Mohawk.
And then he had to walk out of the office.
Yeah.
Fired with a mohawk
With a
on.
mohawk.
And then go home and tell his wife, I just got fired today. When he had a mohawk.
And and they're like, wait,
again,
did
he's
they fire
68.
you? Yeah, did they fire you because of the hair? It's like, no, it was a 12-game losing streak.
Yeah, you gotta You got to keep the mohawk at least for one day, right?
You got to go. No, you got to go. You got to demand that you get to at least speak to the players.
Yeah, or
And
at least
show them the mohawk.
I would keep the mohawk until my next job interview.
But show them the mohawk and hope that they win, and then be like, "Hey, you sure you wanted to fire me? Because the mohawk worked."
I actually think it's kind of fucked up.
Maybe
to
he'll
fire,
do like TV and still have like the outline of it in
Yeah,
a couple
so
weeks.
funny.
It's fucked up to fire a manager in the middle of the losing streak. You got to make him dig his own way out of the losing streak.
Right. You got to fire
and
him
then
the
fire
day
him
after.
afterwards.
Yeah.
Joe Girardi too. Tough week for managers
He got
named Joe.
fired a couple weeks ago, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But there used to be
Joe's out.
2 Joe managers,
I know.
and now there's 0.
I know.
Is that true?
That's true.
Yeah.
No more Joes?
No more Joes.
Fuck.
Someone's gonna be like, dude, what about the Royals manager? Like, I don't know.
Don't care.
Ned Yost? No. Who is the? Let's see. Let's see who the Royals manager is.
It's actually it is Joe.
It is Ned Yost still.
Is it?
No, it's Mike Matheny's back.
Mike Matheny?
Mike Matheny's the dumbest guy in the world. I love Mike Matheny.
He's very funny.
He is. He just moved across state.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm happy Mike Matheny's back. He is a total dum-dum. Okay, Billy.
My who's back is the Peaky fucking Blinders.
Oh,
That's
nice.
excellent.
Yeah, so the new episodes came out on Friday, new season 6, and I just binge watched it all day. It's awesome. It's like sick historical fiction.
You
They're
thinking
like,
about joining a gang?
we
Kind of
are a gang.
neo-colonial.
Wait. Billy, when you said historical fiction, do you just mean like a fiction show that is set
In the past.
in the past? Yeah.
But like involves historical events.
That's true.
It's just more.
It does.
okay,
It does.
yeah,
It
we're-
does.
It's more historical
He's
fiction
right.
in the past episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like whoa,
Right.
Yeah, like time traveling.
It's a
Yeah.
good who's back.
Yeah.
alternative. But it just came out. It's really good stuff.
It's a good
we
show.
talked
That was your Who's Back last Monday?
I think so.
No, we talked about
Oh,
it.
no.
It was cool throwing.
No, we talked about
If
it.
it
But,
was, then we're going to have to take... I'm going to take emoji away.
no, we talked about it, but it finally came out because I said it was coming out on
I
Friday.
think it was in the course of a conversation because we
Yeah.
were doing like British accents and stuff.
We were.
And then,
Off the fucking show.
off of fucking Shelby.
Yeah, he's great
Oi.
in this one.
Oi, Tommy.
Also, who's back? America, the Barstool store. Go there right now. We have a bunch of America merch that's coming out. This shirt you see right here, my DILF shirt, Damn, I Love Freedom, is coming out. There's also a MILF shirt.
Dude, I love freedom.
Dude, I Love Freedom. And then there's a MILF shirt that's Man, I Love Freedom. And we have a house divided back in my place with Mincy because he thinks I stole it from him.
Yeah.
This whole
He
big thing.
created MILF?
Yeah, he's the MILF guy at Barstool. if you
Yeah,
don't
he
know.
is.
He thinks he created MILF?
He
Yes.
created MILF, Man, I Love Fall, and Man, I Love Football.
Yeah, but I think he's forgotten about it because Old Miss won, and they're
What
going.
about old school MILFs?
I know, dude. Turns out Ben's the MILF guy. If you're doing any type of MILF content in the Barstool
That's
office,
very
you got to
funny
report
that
to
you
Ben.
guys have like
It's a MILF off.
actual
He has-
argument about who created MILF. Neither of you did, by the way.
I know. He I just try to do the shirt. He hasn't spoken to me since if he found out, and like I pass him all the time.
I think I might put out a rival shirt that just says "fucking a man."
I had a shirt. I'm gonna talk to merch tomorrow. This you might see this come to life this week, but it would just be like a picture of the sun on the front, and then the back would say low key heat stroke vibes. But like in like the cursive writing, like Brianna chicken fries, like hungover, like
Yeah.
low key heat
You
stroke
remember,
vibes.
you remember the summer of Lumi?
Yeah, duh. How could
Lumi
you
was
forget?
sick.
I
Yeah.
still have that hat.
Hell yeah.
The Lumi hat? It
Yeah,
was nice.
didn't Bubba did the design for it?
Yeah, he did.
Mhm.
Yes, yes.
I like that hat.
All right, good. Who's back? Not taking an emoji away. Jake.
My who's back is birthday reminders. I have this in my phone. Today, Monday, is Hank's birthday.
Happy birthday,
Wait,
Hank.
it is?
Yep. And I have
Today
the
is?
reminder in my phone because we missed it last year.
Happy
and we
birthday,
ordered
Hank.
papadillas on his
Wow.
birthday. And we were supposed to do it again
Wow.
this year, so I'm glad I didn't
Oh, so
remind
we
you
roll
guys.
tomorrow night for the game.
Papadillas, yeah.
Papadillas for
the
They
game.
still
Are
have
they
them.
still selling
So
them?
the
Probably
August
not.
25th
I think
episode,
we bought
ordered
all of
29 papadillas. Apologize to me for remembering when Selection Sunday was, and happy birthday, Hank.
Happy birthday, Hank.
Thank you guys.
Are you
29?
you're- oh.
29.
Ordered
29?
29 papadillas.
I
That's
was
why.
very worried there that you were going to say 3.
Hank, you are so old.
I know.
Yeah, you are.
Damn, dude.
I always said that when you turn 30, I'm going to be like
Oh,
very, very sad.
you know what
because
we
I-
gotta do?
I knew you when you were a teenager.
We got to get somebody from like Forbes, get Hank on the 30 under 30 list.
Yeah.
For an executive.
Yeah.
Like most high-powered media executive, Henry Lockwood.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
That would
Yeah.
be. Oh, we'll make some calls. Good reminder. I'm not going to do any calls. Bubba's laughing
Jake,
at me because I'm not doing.
Jake, can you
anything
make a
for
call?
that. Jake, make a call.
Make a call for Hank. Just
You
make
know
it
what's going to end
any
up
call.
happening is someone's going to email me being like, I work for Forbes and we'd love to feature Hank, and I won't reply. Like the bare minimum
I will.
that
No,
I
I
can
will.
do.
I will tell you right now. I will give Forbes a quote for Hank and everything that he does.
Huge.
Huge quote.
Huge. Okay. What else we got? Oh, let's get to our interviews. We got Paul Rabil, and then we have Mr. Portnoy coming after Paul Rabil. Before we do that, Coors Light. It is officially summertime. I was drinking an ice-cold Coors Light on Friday. Summer is full of official events like weddings, graduations, and annual 4th of July barbecues. But everyone knows the best parts of summer are the unofficial ones. This summer, Coors Light is the official beer of everything unofficial, celebrating those moments that truly make summer chill. I don't know, just drinking with the boys. Being like, there's nothing better than a Saturday where you're like, hey, we're just going to start drinking, at 1 o'clock and just have some low-key heat stroke vibes and maybe play some beer die and drink some Coors Light, have those mountains look extra blue. So there's only one beer that's literally made to chill, and that's Coors Light. The mountains on the bottles and cans even turn blue when your beer is cold. That way you always know when it's time to chill. Summer chill starts with Coors Light. Make the most of your summer with a chance to win exclusive chill merch, fun local experiences, even a trip to New York, Chicago, or LA. Enter to win at CoorsLight.com/take. No purchase necessary. Sweepstakes ends 8/15/2022. Game ends 9/6/2022. 50 U.S. states and D.C. 21 plus. Void where prohibited. For rules, visit CoorsLightSummer.com. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. So again, check it out. You can get exclusive chill merch at CoorsLight.com/take, plus fun local experiences, even a trip to New York, Chicago, or LA. CoorsLight.com/take. Coors Light, the official beer of everything unofficial this summer. Okay, here he is, Paul Rabil. Okay, we now welcome on our very good friend, recurring guest. It is Paul Rabil, retired.
Yeah.
Paul Rabil. The PLL is back. We're taping this on Tuesday. We're gonna run it Monday.
So the Water Dogs are 0-2.
0-2. The
0-2.
Water Dogs suck. Let's start there.
Well, yeah,
have you
let's
done
start
this intentionally? Is this an intentional thing to try to screw with them?
Well, as you intro that, I have Jake Withers' jersey from last year, to the best owners in sports, and he signed it for you all.
That's very
That can't
nice.
be
So-
to us.
It's to you.
No,
It's to you.
Okay, great.
We put on a Hall of Fame. We put on a clinic in sports ownership last year in terms of motivating the team.
Right.
This year, it's almost like we're back to square one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm told that things are going to turn around maybe once we get our goalie back. Is that the case?
I mean, I feel like it's the blueprint. You
Why
guys
do we
started
not-
in last place last year, and then you finished in first. I feel like this is like a.
Why
type
are
of
you
a
keeping
thing
our
here.
goalie away from us?
Should we just open this? Just call it what it is as an owners meeting.
Yeah,
Okay.
it is.
Right.
It is.
Yeah.
Yes. And now you can be open with us
Right.
because you're not a player and you don't
No
have
conflict.
to pretend that,
Until
that
I
you
come
don't
back.
make up the rules as they go where you rip a guy's helmet off and then you're like, I'm not suspended.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, so everything's on the table now.
is an
Yeah.
From our text messages.
I just want to know, when do we get our goalie back? Because it seems like PLL rigged against the Water Dogs right now. It seems
Yes.
like we might need to make Paul Rabil Clown Commissioner T-shirts.
Wait a second. I thought DeLuca was the one you wanted to keep.
I liked Luca. He showed
is
some
a
fight. Yeah, no, he
fantastic
showed
save.
fight. He showed fight. I'm trying to get Drew Snyder out of retirement.
Why?
Because I met him at Super Bowl week. We actually went out to dinner. Great dude.
Good dude.
So I was like, I want you back on the team. I don't think he's going to come out of retirement.
I'm not sure.
I don't think that's going to happen. Now, would you come out of retirement? Can we get you to be on the Water Dogs? Because that would actually be, if we lost, but I can blame you,
Easier.
it would make me feel a lot better.
Right. Well, I think I can after this season. My rights are with the Cannons now.
Oh.
So we can start negotiations.
Okay.
Now.
Right now. So wait, how's the knee feeling? Because I know you got a big surgery
It's not great.
right after.
Yeah, it's not great.
So overall body, you're
6 out of 10.
Really?
My knee's a 6 out of 10 right now.
and now is that are you going to try to get back to 10 out of 10 because you're obviously retired?
Right. Well, sort of. I'm staying fit.
Does it
Okay.
hurt?
That's what I'll say.
Yeah, you're staying fit. Yeah, okay.
So
I mean-
it sounds like you're not closing a door.
Yeah. Well, look, guys. Man, this is really going in this direction.
Yeah, we're gonna bring you out of retirement. You had to have known, we do every interview. I think we interviewed Barry Sanders, and we're like, so really retired.
Barry left early.
Yeah,
Barry
right.
left early. I'm
Right.
36, so I mean, I think I kind of got out at the right time.
LeBron is 37.
Yeah.
LeBron's 37.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nadal's 36.
I'm
he just won.
37.
Yeah.
And you're 38.
I'm
28.
27.
27.
Yeah, 27. Yeah.
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 I still got my best years ahead of me.
Yeah. So it's.
I think we
question,
all
yeah.
do.
Yeah.
With the dogs, if I came back and played in purple, yeah, I think it'd be fun. It'd be fun to play. It'd be good to be on the same team, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Now is
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
is this tampering? Are we tampering with you right now since you're under
Technically,
contract?
technically, but
Who's gonna get us in trouble? Your brother?
right, it would have to be him or my dad.
Yeah.
I mean, everything's on the
problem?
table right now because I'm leaving no stone unturned in how to turn around these water dogs because I'm not going to go through a start of a season like I did last year. I'll move the team. I swear to God, I'll move the team.
You guys should sign Billy.
No,
He
I said I
shot
wanna
the
get
ball
the team.
97 miles an hour.
Yeah, so about that, Billy's been going around the office telling everybody that he shot the ball 100 miles an hour.
Right.
Yes.
We all saw the video. At no point did it ever break 100 miles per
He's
hour.
a hyperbole guy. You rounded up, didn't you?
Well, if I had another shot, I would have gone 100.
But you did have another shot.
I went 86, 94, 97. If I was allowed a fourth shot, which I wasn't, I would have gone 103.
Well, here's the real question: was the gun juiced? I mean, you've seen Jake. You've seen a lot of lacrosse shots. I mean, 97.
Let's just say it was all 10-year-olds in line and Billy.
Ooh.
So
and
I don't
just
know how
I
we-
mean, look,
A radar's a radar.
radar fair.
well, no, there are juice guns.
There are.
That is, I mean, that's absolutely a thing.
It's. I mean, have you? What was the fastest you have shot before the 97?
I shot 87 in 8th grade.
Okay.
Wow.
87 in 8th grade.
I was like
Prodigy.
this size in
Yes.
8th grade.
Yeah.
What
Billy's
was your
like
that's
that,
real.
that Jack movie with Robin Williams.
Yeah.
That's kind of how he's aged throughout life.
what was your fastest shot ever, Paul?
114.
Wow.
And what's the fastest shot ever in lacrosse?
121, I think.
Jesus
Yeah,
Christ,
yeah.
who
it's
is
real.
that?
A kid who doesn't play professional lacrosse.
Can we get him on the water dogs
Probably.
and just have him shoot?
Probably. He's huge.
Yeah.
Great.
Like, looks
Good.
like The Rock.
How do you save 121 miles an hour?
You don't.
Right.
You get hit with it.
Right. So let's get him to just stand at the top of the circle, just pass it to him. Yeah, well, how would it work if you got like a 7-footer in lacrosse?
Yeah.
It'd be pretty hard to get the ball out of their hands if they just held their stick all the way up above their head.
It's a good point.
I mean, like, what if they just walked like
I mean,
this?
he could body check you. You can't just walk through the field.
yeah,
I mean,
but
what
also
if-
this
what-
guy's like
yeah.
the size of the mountain.
Yeah, you didn't let me finish. That was the part. That was the other
The
part.
mountain.
Yeah,
we want to
he's the
sign the
mountain.
mountain.
Yeah.
Can we make an offer?
Yeah, you can definitely make an offer. Let's sign the mountain.
Okay, the mountain. I know that you're big AWL, big time stoolie, the mountain. We are officially offering you a contract on the Water Dogs right now to be our designated shooter.
For how much?
Name your price.
Yeah.
Name your price.
How? Yeah.
We're like the Live Tour.
Yeah.
What
We're-
gets it done for the mountain?
Yeah,
Yeah.
whatever he
gets
needs.
it done.
100K.
We'll take on. Are we allowed to take on Saudi money? Is that on the table?
Yeah. Have you thought about that in terms of your investment strategy when you're doing like a what is it, Series B?
Yeah. What
Seed-
series
you-
are we
seed
on?
money?
You know, look, you guys are shareholders.
We're business guys. Yeah. We're business guys.
Yeah.
We're
I mean,
business
we're
guys. to
we're
business
well
guys.
capitalized. We're
Yeah.
not looking for outside capital.
But if we
We've
were,
got churning. you
Yeah,
know?
that's true.
Yeah,
That's true.
What else do you need?
We've got
Peter.
Barstool money. That's
got
worse.
Peter.
That's worse than the Saudi money.
Yeah.
Depending on who you ask.
All right, so I actually think the big, like, just a really tall dude holding the ball over his head. I don't know how you stop that.
I don't know. The thing about tall athletes is they aren't the most agile, but they cover a lot of ground with a stride.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they don't really change. It's like DK Metcalf. Mm-hmm. He's a really tall.
I
wide
mean, he's got
receiver, but
everything. He's
he
fucking
can't turn.
insane.
Yeah.
He can't go 90 degrees though. That's
And he
the
doesn't
issue.
have everything because he tried to have a foursome and he didn't get it. So he does not have everything.
He couldn't get it.
No.
that you know of.
Yeah. Well, no.
He got
It
publicly
was
rejected.
Yeah. So
Publicly.
He's
That
not a
time.
man who has everything.
That time.
Yeah.
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 Kind
All
of
right,
a
so
beta, if you ask me.
I do want to compliment you, Paul, because the PLL obviously has been very successful. Your new deal with ESPN's awesome.
Thank you.
I watched the Water Dogs just because I basically am at the point now where I tune into every Water Dogs game just so I can get more information to hate on them. But it's like seeing the broadcast on ESPN Plus is great. How, like, overall, what year is this? 3, 4?
4.
How would you do you think you're where you wanted to be?
Yeah, I would say so. We're really excited about how it's progressed. A lot of attention, a lot of viewership, a lot of sponsorship. Players are excited, more fans than we've ever had. And I think in sports you want to hit that like big turn. They call it like the hockey stick curve.
Yeah.
And we were just talking outside with Josh Richard and he played lacrosse. And a lot of these like TikTokers played lacrosse, and they might be to what like hip hop was to basketball in the 90s. TikTok artists are to lacrosse.
That kind of tracks. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Sure.
he was just on his wall in LA having a catch, and everyone was like, "This fucking guy played lacrosse." And so I don't know, between kind of culturally trying to get people more excited about lacrosse, more sports fans into the game. And this is a game that's been around for over 1,000 years. We did a documentary on it.
Right. Yeah, which is
And you
out
guys are in
June
it.
15th. Yeah, that we're in it.
Yeah.
So what? Do we look good?
You look
I
great.
don't remember signing a consent form.
Your executives did, I think.
Oh, they signed
Sounds
away
like
our rights?
Someone has
sue
signed.
you to wherever we want to
Why
sue
would you? We're shareholders
don't
in the same
know.
business. Why would you sue us?
Let's
That's
see
the
how
type
the
of-
angles. If I look fat in it, I will sue. That's a fact.
There was a moment
Yeah.
in 2019 in our first interview where we sat down and you were asking about MLL, which is the group that then we acquired after 2020.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been through a lot. It's been quite a run, but the Stoolies have been incredible supporters.
Now, do you think that the model that you've chosen to use, which I like, where it's no team has a specific city, do you think that hurts attendance a little bit because you don't have like the natural there? You basically have to decide who you're going to be a fan of.
Yeah, well, I think that has got us to this position of success. But where we want to go, that hockey stick curve, we're going to have to create, I think, that geo model at some point.
Right.
Because the novelty, it's just like what you guys do when you run these bits and stuff. Like you have to make a decision to continue the bits because they're hot, or like turn it and do something new. And
No. There's another option. Is just keep running the bit, and then it gets bad, and then it gets good again.
it gets good.
Because
Yeah.
it's so bad.
Yeah,
No,
because it's so
I know,
bad.
I know what
That's the model.
I know what you're doing right now, and you're trying to feel out when we're going to flip on the water dogs.
Yeah, never.
And
You've-
become like the biggest
No.
supporter.
But you've never been a supporter.
No.
No,
Hate-
So you're a heel. You're going to turn to a face of the dogs, and then we're going to take it down to.
We're going to become such heels
Nebraska.
that we end up being faces. No,
Right.
no. I mean, if they keep playing like this, I'm going to move the team to Juarez.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
the next step for us.
Yeah. Or Qatar
Qatar, yeah, exactly.
We'll be
like,
we'll be the richest team.
we will, yes.
Yeah.
with a great stadium with air conditioning.
Yes.
We're
Yes.
gonna
Wait.
sell our souls.
So we might do the geo model. Do we get to decide where the water dogs?
We'll have
are
a
placed?
conversation. So we have a conversation now. You guys are in
Yeah.
New York. Should the dogs be in New York?
No, I want it to be.
Tri-state.
No. Let's put the water dogs.
I mean, you need to go to a game. You haven't been to a fucking game yet.
Rikers Island. The Rikers Island water dogs.
Ral John, Maryland. Can we have them play on an aircraft carrier that's out in the middle of the ocean?
That's a
so
great idea.
You're in no
Yeah.
man's land, international waters, anything goes. It becomes like the Amsterdam of the PLL.
Great aesthetic. Don't have to worry about tickets.
Yeah,
Right.
Honestly, I would
Do
say
you worry about tickets now?
With the water dogs,
Yeah.
the way they're playing.
We have all water dogs fans. I saw
a
them.
concern.
They were by far the most. We have the best fans. Worst team, best fans.
yeah.
if you did on an
10 years
aircraft
running.
carrier, then boom, it's just we become like the military team.
Yeah.
And then you can't. It's impossible to root against the water dogs,
Right.
or else you hate freedom.
Right.
And so we do it out there on international waters. Anything goes. It does. We sell a limited amount of tickets, so like 50 to 100 tickets to people from the mainland, and you can go out there on almost like an exclusive bachelorette type vacation.
Oh, it's like
and
celebrity cruises.
Do anything you want on the boat.
Yes.
Anything.
Yeah.
Yes.
Anything.
Anything.
Yeah.
I'm talking
Anything.
like
score goals
yeah.
Right.
because they don't do that.
Foursomes. DK
Yeah,
will get
yeah,
out there.
Yeah.
DK,
Win
yeah, he'll
games.
come.
Yeah.
Like crazy shit the water dogs never thought of.
Right.
Yeah. They suck.
I have a question for you guys. So we have All-Star game coming up.
Yep.
And speaking of like changing atmospheres, we are going to offer our fans the chance to suggest rules so we can pilot, because we want to continue to look at the sport not only from an operations standpoint but also from a gameplay.
Yeah.
So
Exploding ball. So
much
it's
like
almost
you
a
guys
shot clock.
named exploding. Okay, so much like you guys named the water dogs.
Yeah.
Name your rule.
Yeah,
I
exploding
can
ball.
pass that through now.
Yeah.
It's like it's
Reasonably.
The ball becomes a grenade almost, and so if you don't score, it's like a shot clock. If you don't score or shoot within an allotted time period, then the ball explodes in your stick.
Yeah.
Okay. How do we make that? Is it
I'm an
actual
ideas
grenade?
guy. Yeah, you can paint a grenade, I guess.
Yeah.
That would be one way to do it.
I think the goal should get bigger as the game goes along.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. So like first quarter, it's the regular size, and then it gets bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
So in the fourth quarter, you have like chaos, where
Oh my
it's like the
gosh.
scoring is picks up, and everyone's like, "Holy shit, this is awesome."
And
Just
people will be
thought.
shooting from midfield.
Midfield, right. Comebacks, like everything.
How about this one?
Yeah.
There are fights in lacrosse.
Yeah.
How about the winner of the fight doesn't have to go to the sin bin?
Oh, that's good. So
Yeah.
if you lose, you
Then,
serve the
then you
penalty.
get penalized. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
What is the shot clock right now?
52 seconds.
Yeah, we got to get that smaller.
It's got to get.
I just
30.
want more shots.
I like that for
I
All-Star.
always think there has to be more shots in a game, more action. So yeah, I don't
We
know
could
what
shorten the field, take the shot clock down to 30 seconds,
make the goals bigger.
make the goals bigger,
More scoring is always
Three-point
the
arc?
answer.
Yeah. 3-point arc. I like that. Or the money ball.
or just bring the. Oh yeah, money ball.
So when you put one certain ball in play, that one is worth 3 points
Yeah.
Okay. How often do we put it in play?
all the time.
I would like to
I
see
like
a
the
quarter.
money
yeah.
ball.
Scoring goes way up.
Yeah,
I like
I'd
the
like
money
to see,
ball.
Yeah.
I'd like to see a quarter where there were 2 balls in action at the same time.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we got that one from Top Gun.
Dogfight lacrosse.
That would actually be cool though. If you're trying to figure out where it'd be tough for the broadcasters.
Right. Really tough.
But man, would that be cool?
Yeah.
This doesn't really have as much to do with lacrosse as it does with Top Gun, but what about a sport where it's like Quidditch, but all the players, instead of flying around on brooms like in Harry Potter, they're in F-18s?
Oh wow. Well, you got to get your pilot license.
Yeah, I think I probably just need to talk to the military about that.
Right.
Here's an idea. All right, so you got
Sounds like the most expensive sport of all time.
Yeah, it sounds incredible though. I would watch.
So what about this? How many guys are on the field at the same time?
10.
10 on each team.
Yeah.
All right, so we add an 11th on each side, and then we start the game where all 11 are on the line, and there's a ball, and one team is on offense and one team is on defense, and the offensive team tries to put the ball into the end zone, and the defensive team tries to stop them.
It's like capture the flag.
Well, or
Yeah,
one
kinda.
player can like throw the ball forward.
Or run it, and you got to tackle him and stop him from getting into the end zone.
The games
Right.
are
Right.
on Sundays,
Uh-huh. In
and
the
Sunday
fall.
night, and then Monday night you have a game too.
This could be a big sport I'm telling you about right now. What if you just change it
Just
to
change
football
the
and just
game.
said it was lacrosse? People would watch.
Yeah.
Like tune into lacrosse. Isn't this football? Yeah, no, it's lacrosse.
Are you guys going to watch the XFL?
Probably not.
It depends.
No.
I might play in the XFL. I haven't decided yet. So I tried out last time. I didn't. I got cut, unfortunately, and I have to make the decision because I am, getting into my late 20s now. Do I really want to put in the time over the summer to work out and to get in shape to try out again in the fall?
Have you played lacrosse?
I've never played lacrosse. No.
Should we make this happen? Can we make this happen?
I don't know. The thing is,
I'll work on it.
yeah, no, Billy. All right, Billy's acting like
Not interested.
No, but we just don't know what Billy just said.
Billy said that
Wow,
he's going to
he's like
train
our
me to be a
boss.
professional lacrosse player, which is just the most delusional thing he's ever said. Because Billy, you think that you could actually play in this league?
You're actually built like a prime attackman. Like you and Rob Pennell are the same build.
I don't know who that is.
Dude,
He's a,
legend.
he's a
Get what
great
I'm saying.
player.
Yeah.
He's a great
So-
player.
Do I look?
You've got good hair for lacrosse.
I do have the flow.
true.
I've got the lettuce. I think I'm like too short to be a lacrosse player though.
You can use it
No,
to your
no.
advantage, like soccer.
Yeah, get low.
Get
Yeah.
underneath people.
Low center of gravity, a little bit quicker.
So wait, when is you asked XFL I'm a big like sports seasons. I respect the seasons.
Yeah.
Like as soon as football, I love football. Obviously, I wish it was football season right now. But once football's over in February, it's like all right. I need a break. I want to watch some
Yeah.
college basketball. I want to watch some NBA. So like when they're playing football against college basketball, I'm like I'd rather watch college basketball. I want to watch college basketball. When is the championship in the PL this year?
September 18th.
So that's the problem. We got to move that up.
We got to move it up.
We got to move it up. That's another thing. Like that sports calendar, like is very important.
Yeah.
Even the fact that every Memorial Day, no matter what, I know I'm going to watch the
College
national
lacrosse.
championship of college lacrosse.
See, the
have
problem-
that be Labor Day.
The challenge is then our season's so short.
But I just think it's
Double headers.
Yeah,
We could do doubles. We could start a little bit earlier.
a little bit
We
earlier.
could start earlier.
and Labor Day be the PLL championship.
Our
day.
championship game and semifinals kind of crush when it comes to tickets. We
Right.
sell like 15,000 tickets to those games.
But I bet you get. I guess what Big Cat's getting at is like if it's competing against college football or NFL,
right?
yeah.
then it's
tough.
It's tough to get people to tune in on TV.
Yeah. Especially if
And
the
you-
Water Dogs aren't playing.
Right, and
Yeah.
you pick a day that's like I said, Memorial Day. I always tune in to the day before. No, it is
Memorial Day, yeah.
So Labor Day can be. There's usually no college football on Labor Day.
Yeah.
Labor Day is the PLL day.
Yep. This is the type of owners conversations that
Yeah.
we have.
Yeah.
That we're doing live now.
Let's do that.
What about
Yeah.
this? It kind of goes against what Big Cat was saying about the sports seasons, but I love snow football What about snow lacrosse?
Snow lacrosse is good.
Have you played?
I have.
I bet that really is like a different game.
It's a different game, especially in college because the balls are white. So you can't really see the balls,
That's tough.
which is tough. Our balls are optic yellow, same color as tennis balls.
Yeah.
As you guys know.
By the way, I didn't even mention the fact that Big Ten brothers now.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Johns Hopkins in the Big Ten.
That's right.
Well, how'd that work?
They put a bid in for them. Johns Hopkins was originally going to go to the ACC, and then they backed out,
Damn,
and now they're in the
got
Big
'em.
Ten. And
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
people were trying to test my lacrosse knowledge. They're like, who's
And you
in
were
the-
all over it.
I was like, Google who's in the Big Ten lacrosse.
I mean, your engagement was through the roof this weekend.
yeah, I was.
Yeah, you were all
I
in.
get
You were locked
very
into the
upset
games.
about the Water Dogs. They stink.
I would too.
Yeah, and
If I were
also
you.
the second game. Can I say this real quick? Because this is I'm talking about week 1. The second game, who played in that game? Chrome Whipsnakes, maybe? No.
No, second game was Atlas Redwoods.
Fuck both those teams.
Don't like them.
No, they over-under was 23.5, and they had 12 goals in the first quarter, and they scored 2 goals in the second and 3 goals in the third. I wanted to throw my phone through the TV.
What's your CLP this week?
I don't know. I should probably start doing a lacrosse one.
Water dogs.
You haven't done one?
lose.
No, not
I think
for
everything's
lacrosse.
still like a point and a half. Let me see.
Yeah, but that was a travesty of an over. And we got halfway there in the first quarter, and they
That's-
just stopped scoring.
That's the excitement of it, though, man.
No, that's not the excitement. That's what I'm saying. You need to make sure that overs hit.
The over hits all the time.
I know. I need the over to hit all the time. Problem is, since we pay the guys more and they're on national television, the coaches and the GMs are so into this thing that the intensity's ratcheted up and defenses are fucking so tough.
So yeah,
What about a goal?
Got to get
So
bigger.
it's locked down. It's
What
kind of like NFL a little
Yeah.
bit. And as the season goes, you'll see more scoring, but early on, it's just defense versus defense.
What about a goal bounty? What if for every goal scored, everybody on the team splits like a set amount of money that gets put out? So like every goal, $1,000 you split between everyone that's on the field at that time.
So you think they're holding back on scoring because
I'm
of
just saying,
wages?
like you grease the wheels a little bit.
Grease the wheels.
A goal bounty, and then you could follow along, and there'd be a metric on the screen that shows how much money the players have made. So there's a purse for each game.
Should we? Maybe that's our all-star.
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah, just put a bunch of money in a giant pot
Yeah.
I like
and be
I
like,
kind
this
of
is
like
what they're
that.
competing for.
Yeah.
Maybe actually just put a ladder with a suitcase full of money at midfield, and
Do a ladder
whoever can
match?
climb it, have it just be a literal ladder match during the PLO.
What do you think about
All-Star
instead of a
game?
face-off, like the old? Speaking of XFL, the old like ball in the middle, both sides just rush.
Everyone gets injured.
It was a
though.
good idea.
Everyone gets injured.
Except
Yeah.
I think on the very first one they did in the XFL, somebody tore their ACL.
Yeah, we can't.
That was that was not a
We
great
can't
way
have
to
guys
start
getting
the league.
injured.
Yeah.
We can't.
No.
I like as much as I hate the Water Dogs. I don't root for injuries.
Let's pivot real quick to something a little bit more positive.
Okay.
I think there's an announcement that you want to make in terms of our darling Jake.
Oh yeah.
Our darling Jake is stepping back into the booth
Oh yeah.
to announce a game this year.
Why were you hesitant around sharing which game you're calling?
I don't know if I'm allowed to say that yet. I could be.
Because of ESPN?
Yeah, I don't know if they want me to yet. I just said it's coming up.
Jake's a big rules
Right.
guy, but I think
Yeah.
I think you can.
I can tell.
say
I
it.
offered him a drink on the sideline at the game, and he didn't accept.
I feel like if you said it,
You didn't have a water with you. He has to have a water every
Yeah.
time he has a
Yeah.
drink. But yeah, Paul,
Yeah.
if you want,
All right.
if you want
well,
to say what game it is,
he will be calling the games in Baltimore, Maryland.
Yes,
Whoa.
there is.
Let's go.
So
Jake.
when is that?
That's going to be when this is airing next Saturday, June 25th.
Oh hell yes.
Yeah.
Huge.
So
Good
the whole
attendance
weekend?
in Baltimore. We usually sell that one out.
Are you going to
so
be doing the whole weekend?
No, just the doubleheader Saturday.
Saturday is Water Dogs part of that.
No.
I know he's pissed about
That's
it.
actually good though
No,
because
I'm
I would
happy
have.
for the opportunity.
Yeah. Yeah. And I don't want, like if
But
you said
also-
anything nice about the Water Dogs, I would have been mad at you.
Also,
So it's
though,
good that you stay out of
yeah.
that.
I'm not sure they're even Water Dogs guys. To
Well,
be
I'm
honest,
1-0
like
in the
you were
Water
in
Dog.
Archer's shorts and
Oh no, Billy's
Billy's
not.
a Redwoods.
I'm a
fan.
Redwoods
shirt.
There's
Yeah,
your
but you had
breakfast
Archer's
here.
shorts on, didn't
Yeah.
you?
Paul, you got to
RJ hooked
understand
me
I
up.
something.
had every. Oh, it's RJ.
Paul, you got to
Give me
understand
something
something.
here.
Billy, he's like low key. He's upset that he does not own the Water Dogs with us because he in
Yeah.
his head is like, I like lacrosse.
That was
I
early
should
days.
own them.
It was just
I should-
early.
And so he's like even said it to me like, yo, low key, can I have your ownership in the Water Dogs? I'm like, no.
No.
So he's kind of acting out being an Archers fan. He's going through a phase.
Redwoods.
I mean, the
Redwoods.
league's going to be worth over $1 billion.
I know.
so-
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
It's gonna be sick.
It's gonna
When
be
we-
huge.
We're gonna be
Especially
on
when we're
yachts.
in Qatar. And,
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're literally gonna be on. I'm gonna buy a purple yacht.
On boats in the Pacific.
I'm gonna have
After
to
the
the Water
invest in
Dogs.
handball or something.
Yeah.
Right. Or like paddle tennis.
Yeah.
Now, would you say that Jake is a better lacrosse player than Billy is? Because I don't know if you saw Jake's shot, but he fired one past Billy, top
Yeah.
cheddar.
Yeah. Well, we should have gotten you on that juice gun.
Yeah, I
See
didn't
what-
get to go.
See what you would have gotten. How about on Rough and Rowdy, you fight someone in the PLL?
I'm retired.
Just want to know.
Yeah. Go out
Okay.
undefeated.
What if we put you on a roster if you beat a PLL player up? Like Connor Farrell, you're on the Chrome.
Wow.
You take on Connor Farrell, you beat him, you're on Chrome.
Connor, dude, he's a tank.
He's a tank. So is Jose Canseco.
I know. But this guy actually might like fight back.
How bad do you want this job though, Billy?
What job?
Being you could be a professional athlete.
I'm already a professional athlete.
Yes,
I'm
you-
a professional boxer. What? No.
That's such
actually,
a lie.
that would be hype. But I think it would be better to squash league beefs in the ring.
Okay.
I think because that would be great cross promotion.
True.
So another thing about Billy, I don't know if you saw the video of the shot that he was trying to show off and shoot it as hard as he could past Jake, I believe, was in the net.
No, it was Dukes. Shout out.
Oh, it was
Dukes.
Dukes in the net, and he cocked back, and he really did a lot of like wrist flicking and the whole 9 yards, showing off a little bit.
What happened?
And then the ball just fell out of his cradle.
No, my stick had no hold.
Is that what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But whose fault was that? Who strung your stick?
Some guy.
I think it was you. I think you
Yeah.
strung your stick.
What did that feel like?
I mean, that's definitely happened to you once.
It's
Never,
happened. Yeah,
never.
It
never.
happens.
Never.
It's never happened
Never.
to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
It's
mean,
never
I pick up
happened.
the stick first time in 6 years. Just like try to crank one.
Was that your
Top
first shot?
cheese. It was, one of them.
Got it.
Were you talking to Belichick the other day?
Yeah.
How'd that go?
Pretty good.
He's a big fan of the sport, right?
He loves the PLL.
Does he actually like follows and watches the games?
Yeah, he came to our opener. He's like deep into training camp right now, but he's obsessed with lacrosse. He was recognized at the Tewaaraton ceremony, which is like essentially the Heisman for college lacrosse. He was recognized as the Spirit Award winner, which is basically like Legacy Award. And he had the event started at 6. He had his private jet leaving one Patriot place at 3:30. And then there was a ton of traffic. So they held the event to start for him to come. He got there, he did some interviews, and the people who were running the event were like, is coach gonna give some acceptance remarks? And I was like, yeah, I'm sure he will. And they're like, what do we need? He didn't send a speech in, and they have teleprompters. And I'm like, he'll be fine. He'll probably say a few words. The man talked for like 15 minutes.
That's awesome.
Because he is obsessed with lacrosse.
And I think that's like Belichick. Anyone who's like said a story about him, if you can get him talking about something he's really interested in, and it's not like the routine media, like how the guys play today. Like
I mean, he was talking
gets-
about riding and clearing
Right.
and face-offs and stick work against the wall. And
Did you win the Heisman?
I did not.
How close were you?
I came in second twice.
Shit.
I know. I'm still pissed.
Have you ever won the Spirit Award?
I have not.
Wait, was it
I'm a
bullshit?
fraud.
Do you think you should have won?
I do.
Yeah.
I think I should have won.
What was was there politicking involved? What was the reason why you didn't win?
I mean, we can roll out conspiracy around that.
yeah.
I know that I felt like I was a test dummy. I won the championship my junior year, lost the Tewaaraton, lost the championship my senior year, lost the Tewaaraton. Went the other way both times.
Right.
Because like the Heisman, usually like the best player on the
Yeah,
winning
that
team
doesn't
gets
win
it.
the title. Yeah.
So who won instead of you?
Matt Danowski, my junior year, and then Mike Lavelle, my senior year.
So have you ever talked to Belichick about when he's done coaching the Patriots, if he would ever want to become a coach in the PLL?
Yes.
You think he's interested?
Yes.
Whoa. Now that would be
okay.
awesome.
I want him.
For the Waterdogs.
I want him.
Maybe that's what you.
That's our money ball. Is
Yeah,
we
that's
just get
right.
the greatest sports coach.
mortgage
of all time.
everything.
Yeah.
For
We don't
he's
care
not.
how
He's
old
not
he
a part
is.
of. You don't have to mortgage anything. You just go start negotiating with him.
Yeah, Paul. So here's what we're gonna do.
Andy
We're gonna-
Copeland's not going to feel great about it.
I think
We
he'd
won't be the
understand.
coach by then.
I think he'd understand if it was Belichick. Do you think that, just given his history with the sport and also, his career being, a great head coach in
Yeah.
a different sport, how long do you think it would take him to seamlessly transition into being a professional lacrosse coach? Do you think it could be done?
I feel like he would win in the first 3 seasons of coaching, if not sooner. I mean, I don't think he really coaches football. He just coaches. He coaches human beings. He's so good at that.
Right.
I mean, the number of draft picks that come out of nowhere that turn into stars, and I mean, even lacrosse players, he has a knack for bringing them over into the NFL. I just think he understands the nuance of sports and blueprint of winning better than anyone.
Yeah, and he also would put smart people around him.
Smart people around him. He commands insane amount of respect.
Yep.
I mean, I think I told you guys this, but when I first met him, he came to a Hopkins practice. he like stepped into the locker room and was motherfucking us up and down around like our stick work and the 6-on-6 possession. He's got photographic memory. So he then just commands a room, and all of a sudden you listen to Bill Belichick coach you on lacrosse and you're bought in.
Right.
Okay,
Right.
I want him.
Yeah.
I want him.
We want him.
Yeah.
All right. I got one last question. It's a rowback question. We got rowback gear for you.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. Use promo code TAKE for 20% off your first purchase. Q-zips, hoodies, polos, everything. Rowback is the best. RHOBACK.com. Okay. Last question. Real question. Give us the 5 years. Where are we at in 5 years? I know you've thought about it. You've done a dream board with it.
Yeah.
What does it look like?
So,
what's like the big benchmark that we should be looking for?
So the sport's going to be getting ready for the Olympics in 28 in 5 years.
Okay, that'll be huge.
We're finishing a pitch in July. You guys should come to it.
Where is it?
Birmingham, Alabama.
Out.
Okay. No,
Okay.
I love it. Okay. I'll catch a USFL game.
Okay. The PLL will be a top 6 sport in North America. There's just it's competitive now. I used to say we always talk about the big 4, but it'll be a top 6.
So you say top 6, that means number 6.
Someone's got to go.
So
Who's going?
Who's 5?
Soccer?
It could be. I mean, we're in the summer, so soccer's a force globally, and MLS I think is the second most important league to get in right now in the world, and that's outside the box because the Premier League's number 1, but being a part of American sports is just where all the commercial rights are.
What's lacrosse right now?
Penalty minute.
No. I'm saying
fighting?
in the
I think
sports.
we're probably 7 or 8.
7 or 8.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of what else would be like. Obviously soccer,
Rugby.
Well, football, basketball, baseball,
hockey.
Then you have like golf, UFC, tennis,
Rugby.
Pickleball.
I'm going to keep saying rugby
We're
until
ahead of
you
rugby.
acknowledge it.
We're ahead of rugby.
Yeah.
MLR rating's pretty good this year.
Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah.
F1 starting to make a run.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
everyone
a
wants live
fad.
sports because it's the last standing firewall for advertising
It's true.
dollars. And
So
it's
we'll
like,
be in a good spot either
we're
way.
gonna be in a good spot.
Yeah.
So the business is growing. I think in 5 years we'll be in markets for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to figure out where the waterdogs are going to be. I think we'll renew and we'll be with a big network partner like ESPN. We need to turn our athletes into celebrities.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what makes the NBA so exciting. It's like literally these guys are A-listers playing on the floor every other night. It's like if the Kardashians played hoop.
Right. You need to get guys more on like social media and stuff.
Social media-
Interacting.
What do you think makes a star?
I mean, basketball is tough because it's just like the league, obviously, where it's gone. Like it didn't happen overnight. It's happened a long, long time. You know what I mean?
And you had,
Magic
like,
and
your
Bird,
Birds.
Jordan, like all these things. LeBron, Kobe. The stars that rise everyone else up with it. I don't know. I think lacrosse players do need to do a better job of being accessible, being online.
Yeah.
Tweeting each other like this league type of shit, which is kind of annoying, but also definitely sells.
It's a similar culture in lacrosse as is in baseball and hockey, where it's like kind of mum is the word.
Yeah, don't say anything.
Yeah,
just put
yeah.
on your helmet and play.
Yeah. What can we, I mean, the water dogs aren't active on social. Maybe that's the issue.
That
could be it. You could do in the NBA. They always have like the videos of the guys walking into the locker room beforehand.
Yeah.
where they're wearing like ridiculous outfits.
Yeah.
just force people to wear stupid clothes.
Yeah.
Be
Right.
like, oh man, I can't believe this guy's wearing this.
We have GQ Sports that wants to feature our pregame fits this year.
nice.
We've got to do like big documentary films like we're doing.
Yep.
But then
behind the scenes,
What
get
the
everyone
follow-on
in.
is that? Yeah. What's
And-
our Drive to Survive, our Hard Knocks,
Hard Knocks.
massively distributed on like HBO or Netflix or E+. and,
Yeah,
like-
the two other big things, gambling obviously is big. So
Yeah.
making people, I think it's pretty straightforward what you're gambling on with PLL. It's not like a confusing game to gamble on. And then an awesome video game.
video games, huge.
Like if you could get a video game that is very fun to play and like just the gameplay is great, that is such a key to opening up so many doors.
Should it be like Madden is to football or NBA Jam was to hoops?
That's a tricky question. You could almost make it a mini game in Madden where you could do a side quest as Bill Belichick, where you now coach a lacrosse team and then you play the lacrosse game inside of Madden.
Yeah.
That would be huge. But I think I feel like NBA Jam Lacrosse would be fun.
Yeah.
But a video game is
we
very
could do
important.
the grenade balls.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You could have a lot of fun with that type of stuff.
No, but you just have a bunch of kids who you think about it when you were a kid and you loved the sport, you played the video game.
That's how I learned about Tony Hawk.
Right.
And how I learned about Chelsea Football Club was through FIFA.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right.
Otherwise, I had no interest in
all
that.
those things. Yeah. So
Yeah.
okay.
So it's a video game, our
Gambling.
team's expansion into markets, gambling,
Fighting.
fighting,
yeah.
the
good
documentaries, docuseries,
Some kind of big controversy.
huge controversy. Athletes become celebrities.
More beer tents.
More beer
We
tents.
want more beer at games.
There's only 2.
Yeah, I looked under your chair when you left. There was like at least a dozen beers.
That was also Dukes. That was also
At least a
Dukes.
dozen beers.
Taking
it's
emoji
great.
away.
I was excited about that.
50-50 raffle at games.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's it get to?
I don't know, maybe 10,000.
We need to juice the pot.
Juice the pot.
Yeah.
Can we get you guys to games?
No.
Why not?
Depends.
If I ask you,
How far?
remember last year you said anything you want.
It depends on
Yeah,
where
and
it
then
in
is.
a
you said
bottle.
Long Island. I said no.
Is it?
What if?
far?
What if?
Is it in the office?
Yeah.
Long Island is a game coming up,
No.
or we could do Baltimore when Jake's calling it.
No. I don't get to watch them on TV.
What if,
Come
what
on.
if I-
you know that.
What if we figure out a way to fly you private?
Maybe.
You now we're in Vegas.
Does it land on the field?
We could, if it's a helicopter,
Okay.
Vegas.
Oh, Long
private
Island.
we
jet.
could helicopter
Long
you
Island?
into Long Island.
Yeah. When's Long Island?
2 weeks after Tribeca. So you're going to come to Tribeca. It's Wednesday the 15th at 8:00. I know
Nope.
you have kids at
Out,
home,
Out.
but
How about this?
I'm not saying that as a mean thing. I think that's actually nice of me to say it to your face instead of being like, I think it's actually
Yeah,
bad to be
yeah,
like, oh, I'll
maybe.
be there. Yeah,
Right.
save me a seat. It's like, no, I'm out.
right.
Yeah, I might go.
So,
Okay.
it's no offense.
I might
Right.
go.
So
Save me a
I would-
seat.
so
I might-
helicopter.
I want to watch the documentary.
we
What's it going to be on after?
We're figuring that out now.
Beautiful.
We're selling it
I
now.
will watch it.
Yeah.
I guarantee that.
Well, you're in it. You're actually in the credits. You guys roll credits.
Love it. Love it.
If there was
It's a fantastic part. You set the scene for the whole fucking film.
I love it. I'm
fantastic.
going to watch it.
Yeah.
I'm very excited for that.
It took us a while to get the release though,
Yeah.
because your legal team.
I wish
is
we
tough.
hadn't given it to you.
Right. Well, I wish I hadn't given you those shares.
I wish we had held out. I know. we should
I would
held
like to
out.
have
Fuck.
them back.
real talk, if you can get us in a room with Belichick at one of these games, then I would go. Yes.
If we could
At a
interview Bill
game?
Belichick,
Let's do
we
that
will
All-Star.
go. Yeah.
Let's do it for All-Star.
If
Do we want to do that?
If we could interview
I
him
think
at
I'm
the
on
game.
vacation. July.
Wow.
I can't.
We're trying to set up.
I only take one
leading
vacation
into the
a
football
year.
season, getting BB.
So
on
this
Pardon
is
My
true.
Take.
We don't take
I
vacations.
don't
on
take
this show,
vacations,
and
my
that's
family would kill me if I'm the one vacation. July is like the only month that we don't have nonstop.
You're taking the whole
work.
month.
Yeah, well, I'll be in and out of the office.
Where are you going?
I'm just going out east. That's what you got to
Hamptons?
say when you don't.
That's
want
like
to,
when you're saying the Hamptons. Yeah, it's like when you
Greece.
say
Eastern
where'd you go
Long
to
Island?
college and you
Eastern
say
Long
right
Island.
outside Boston.
Yeah, Eastern Long Island.
Okay, it's Harvard. I get it.
Eastern Long Island.
All right, so don't make that ask yet.
Well, yeah,
No,
it's because like
hold
that's
off,
that's
yeah.
beach month for us.
Yeah,
Okay.
So it's gonna
'Cause
be tough to
All-Star
pry me
is
away
at
from Jersey
Gillette.
Shore.
yeah.
All Stars at Gillette. You want an interview with Bill Belichick.
And
Yeah.
then we'll go to any game you want. That I will agree to.
That's going to be super hard. It's gotten more difficult to get him
I'm
on
sure.
media because of those text
But
messages
wait,
and all that
what's
shit.
harder? Getting Bill Belichick on Pardon My Take or getting Pardon My Take to a PLL game? Pretty much the same. That's a unstoppable force for some movable
Right,
object.
right. I guess you're right.
I mean, you could frame it like
I could make it happen.
these guys are owners.
We'll
of the
make it
team,
happen.
Yeah.
And
What if
we could talk to him about lacrosse? We'd
Yeah.
also ask him about football, but lacrosse would be a talking point.
All right, so private.
No, we don't even
Town
need the
hall.
private.
Yeah, no,
no,
just-
no, no.
yeah.
Just
Oh, that's
straight
off
up.
the
That's
table
just
now.
straight up Belichick
That's all we
for
want.
us.
Okay.
Belichick on PMT, PMT at PLL. Done. Easy as could be.
Okay.
That literally is like the easiest trade we've ever made. And we will go anywhere to get Belichick.
Yeah. Who wins in that deal?
I think everyone.
Everybody
Everyone
wins. Yeah,
wins.
that's a
We'll talk
win-win.
That's
lacrosse
everyone
with him. I
wins.
think
That's
everyone
a true
wins.
win-win.
That's
Yeah.
a dream to get
Yeah.
Belichick on PMT.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
God, he would be so good.
It would be incredible.
It would be incredible.
And also,
Yeah.
if we could have Steve in the background just making weird
he would be
faces.
so good too.
Yeah.
He would be fantastic. He played lacrosse at Rutgers.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So this is good.
So
We
it
made
makes
some progress.
sense. That's gonna be my angle.
A lot of synergy
That
here.
you guys are gonna talk PLL
Yep.
if he comes on the show. No NFL.
Yeah,
Right?
we'll tell you whatever you want to hear.
Yeah.
Right?
That's fine.
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely.
You can say
no
that.
football questions.
cool. Great.
At all.
Great.
All right. Well,
For the
Paul
record.
Rabil, this is good. This is productive.
Yeah,
Always
it is
great to
productive.
see you. Congratulations on everything. I sincerely
you.
mean that. The
Love being on
ESPN
here.
deal's awesome. The documentary's awesome. I'm going to keep watching the PLL. This is one of those things where you've tricked me into just watching lacrosse on
And
the
it
weekends.
works.
Yeah, no, I do watch. You know, I watch because
Yeah.
I comment on things that you have to watch.
I mean,
to see.
you own shares in a company that's going to be north of $1 billion soon.
Yeah, that purple yacht's gonna be sick. We're gonna just be honking the horn while Billy's in his kayak.
Is that what you're going to name your yacht, Water
Yeah.
Dog?
Yeah, water dog.
It's not bad.
Yeah, that's pretty good. All right, thanks.
That's why
man.
we're doing it.
Wait,
Thanks, guys.
when are we allowed to cash out our shares? That's a very important question.
So usually when there's a liquid event. So if we raise more money, and as part of that, investors can take secondary if we go public or if we get bought.
Interesting.
Okay.
Okay.
You'll let
Yeah.
us know.
I'll let you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do another podcast when that happens, and then
Beautiful.
we'll talk about what we're going
Pop
to do with
some
our
champagne.
money.
Yeah, right
Yeah.
in Billy's face.
Guess what? If you're listening to the show right now,
We're going
and
to buy
you-
homes out east.
if you want to know how to get us to stop doing this podcast, the best way is to watch the PLL, drive the ratings up, go out to a game, increase our net worth. That way we can sell our shares, and then you'll never hear from us again.
Okay, here's my request. If we get BB on PMT, can we do that episode live from the sideline of a PLL game?
We won't broadcast it live, but we will record it live.
Yeah, we'll stand on the sideline with him.
That's kind of cool too.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
done.
Yeah, perfect. Love it. Thank
Thanks,
you,
fellas.
Paul Rabil was brought to you by our great friends over at SoFi. With all the jargon flying around, it can be hard to figure out how to start investing. Getting your money right is easier with SoFi, the first investing platform to offer stocks, ETFs, automated investing, and cryptocurrency too, all in one app. Whether you're eager to get started with investing or you already know the ropes and you want to diversify your portfolio, SoFi has your back. What makes them different? Well, they have no commissions on trading stocks and ETFs. Plus, no account fees or hidden fees. You can use fractional shares that start as low as $5 to buy brand name stocks, even if you don't have a couple grand lying around. They have complimentary financial planners that are ready to help with any questions, whether you're stuck on where to start or if you need help deciding what to do next. You can save for retirement with traditional Roth and SEP IRAs, get hands-on with active investing, or you can let SoFi's #1 ranked automated investing tool, the robo-advisor, that will take the stress out of building and managing a diversified portfolio by doing it all for you. Set your own investment goals, from saving for retirement to building up a down payment. They have quarterly auto rebalancing with no SoFi management fee. I love SoFi. It's so easy to use. I'm using it because I don't want to end up 50 years old having to take money from the Saudi Arabian Podcasting Corporation. So I'm using SoFi to get my finances straight right now. We love SoFi. It's super convenient, actually, to manage all of your investments in one place. You can cut through the jargon, make investing easier with SoFi. Visit SoFi.com/take to learn how you can win up to $1,000 in stock when you open an account. That's SoFi.com/take. SoFi.com/take. Brokerage and active investing products offered through SoFi Securities LLC, member FINRA/SIPC, FINRA, CPIC. And now, here's Mr. Portnoy.
It's been way too long, but we figured now is a good time to have our lawyer. What other job titles do you hold? A bunch of job titles, but our lawyer, mostly our lawyer. It is Mr. Portnoy. He is back with us. Do you want to start with the 3 words or?
Oh my God.
Oh no! Was that bad that I started with that question?
You know it.
Probably. Patriots.
Yup.
Chowder.
Yup.
Oh my God. Don't tell me.
Oh, you've got it. It's one of your best
Patriots,
words.
Chowder. I give up.
It's an app on your phone.
You can do it. You can do it. We've turned this word into like a remix of our outro song on the show. You're famous for this word.
Yeah, it's an app on your phone.
Oh my God. Give me another hint.
Cars.
Cars, yeah.
Patriots Chowder. I'm sorry.
It's an app on your phone that you use to get a car.
Uber.
Yeah, there we go. There it
Uber.
is. He's back.
Thank you. I'm sorry. I needed some help.
No, that's fine. So, I mean, first of all, how are you? What's going on? What's new in Mr. Portnoy's life?
Yeah, before we start, I got to tell you something, Big Cat.
Okay.
You know what the show on now called Barry? Do you ever watch that?
The best. I love it.
Did you notice what the doofus cop, his name was?
No. Wait.
Big Cat.
Was it? Wait, I maybe have not got. Is it only season 3? I'm 3 episodes in.
This is I don't remember which episode number it was, but there's a cop who's a doofus.
Oh no!
And he's investigating the death of that other cop.
Oh yes,
a woman.
Yes. Okay.
And he's kind of in charge of the investigation. And on the last episode, first time I noticed it, they said his nickname was Big Cat.
Damn, that's tough to be a doofus cop. Although, you know what? That show's so good, I'm honored because I love that show. I think it's very, very funny.
I do find it, I might have missed some. I find it a little difficult to follow it. I think it's a dark comedy for sure.
It is. And I agree with you. It's one of those shows. I was actually complaining about it. Maybe this is a sign that, I'm entering the next phase of my life where the 3rd season came out and I was like, I don't have any clue where I'm at in this storyline. Like right. I lost all knowledge of the show. So I agree with you on that.
I thought a couple of episodes where the guy that wants to be the actor, that's the
Bill Hader,
the star of the show, that he was having trouble getting connected to his phone. I thought that was unbelievable.
Yes.
Did you know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I know exactly. No spoilers, but yes, that was a very, very funny
He has
scene.
to go outside the automobile to try to connect with the phone so he can go kill somebody.
Yes. Very good show.
That was hilarious.
So what else besides watching Barry? What else you got going on?
I have some. I know you want a complaint from me. I can give you one.
Yes.
Starts with the Boston Globe. I know you folks don't read or look at the Boston Globe. I do, although I'm not really that happy with it. There are other publications that I think at this point are better.
Okay.
But I was looking at the Globe the other day, and all of a sudden, and by the way, I have it on my app, and I buy it and whatnot. So all of a sudden, when I was looking at it, I saw it would cut in, and it was telling me that I can subscribe to the Globe for X amount of dollars. Of course, the problem with that is I already do subscribe to the Globe, and I've seen it before. When that comes on, that it cuts in, telling me I can subscribe to the Globe. The problem is I already do.
Right.
But that's a signal that they don't have that registered somehow with them at that point. Somehow they don't have me all of a sudden as a subscriber. And of course, that leads me down to the rabbit hole of trying to find out why I'm not a subscriber listed with them. And come to find out, they had the email. I only have a couple of emails. People probably have 10 burner accounts, but I have 2. All right. One I use all the time. The other one I hardly ever use. So I thought for some deranged minute that maybe they're telling me that they have sent me a notice of my status. And for one deranged minute, I think, well, maybe I shouldn't use this other email, which is not the general one I use, and I'll get rid of that and just go to the one I always use and change it. And obviously, that sent me down a rabbit hole of maybe an hour and a half trying to get back to where I was. I'm not trying to get ahead. I'm just trying to get back to where I was, change my email instead of the one I always use to this other one that they have that I never use. And it was just a disaster. It was just a total disaster. And I'm not exaggerating when I tell you, I was on the phone finally speaking to someone. Then we started to talk about why am I paying X amount of dollars when 5 minutes after I spoke to somebody, the first thing they said to me, oh, by the way, we can reduce that rate. It was originally going to be $16, I think, for every 4 weeks. We got a better offer for you, $4. When somebody drops from 16 to 4 after you say hello, what does that tell you about what you're being charged to start with?
That's good. I
mean, I've been a customer forever, and they're charging me the highest rate they have.
Yeah.
So that whole thing deteriorated. And that is my complaint. And I think I finally, and I shouldn't even say this, I think I straightened it out. I think. But as we're speaking right now, I'm not sure.
Yeah, a little tip to salespeople out there: don't give away everything right up front, because it actually it makes the customer feel worse about what they're purchasing, because then they feel like they were a sucker for even talking to you.
As usual, you're on point, my friend.
Thank you.
That is, and it happened so fast. After I said hello, basically he said, "You want a cheaper rate?"
Yeah.
I mean that.
Like,
I didn't even get to say who I was. You want a cheaper rate? Take it. And that's what happened.
I'm just happy because I thought when you initially started that complaint, I thought it was going to be a discussion about the journalism in America and the state of journalism in America. No, it's just simply a login problem.
Well, that I could discuss with the state of journalism in America. I'll tell you what.
Set him up.
I'll tell you one thing that I have a general complaint. I cannot. I can't turn on the TV anymore. On CNN or one of these other channels, regardless of their political leanings. One way I can't, because the ads drive me bananas.
Wait,
not the news.
Wait,
not
yeah,
the
so
news.
not the news.
Like, I fucking hate this My Pillow guy.
Yeah.
Say that again?
It's not the news. Nothing to do with the news.
No, nothing to do. I'm sick of William Shatner, Joe Namath, Chris Berman, Cashiel, Ernie Hudson, Jimmy J.J. Walker, trying to sell me stuff. Should I get another social? If they can give me a better deal on my Social Security. What about my car? What about car shields? You better get a car because you need car shields. Something's going to go wrong with your car if you don't buy car shield today. Thank you, Joe Namath. Thank you, Chris Berman. You better do this. All these has-beens, all of them have one thing in common. I hate to say it about Joe Willie Namath, but you the folks know this. If you're going to ounce of common sense, you don't go in these ads for these crazy companies unless you need the dough, right?
Right.
And when you're talking about somebody like, should Joe Namath need money? I hope not.
He might.
The guy gets around town.
Yeah, he might.
What about you? What about William Shatner? He goes to the moon.
Yeah, that's true. That one's weird. And Chris Berman, I would say probably doesn't need the money. He just,
he likes to be on TV.
Yeah, he's on TV. This is so great though. I love, we need more of this in America right now, where everyone's divided. We can get behind the news sucks because of the commercials, not the news.
Yeah, I'm not even. I'm telling you, and not that they're worried about somebody like me, but I just can't watch it anymore. I don't even get to what the content, because I can't watch it.
Now,
I cannot watch it.
Now, let me ask you a question. Okay, let me ask you a question, though. Would that be different if you're the guy that basically got you out of bed every day for 4 years was still in office? Because I feel like you'd still be watching, because you were on Trump's ass like white on rice.
You know something? I'm going to answer one thing I'm going to say to you right now. I expect Trump to be doing one of these commercials sooner rather than later. But that's neither here nor there. Okay. That was a different time for me. That was the one time in my life, I suppose, I was so enraptured by what was going on with my hate but that time has gone by. I mean, he's still hanging around, and I guess if he really got involved in getting the nomination, etc., I would be, involved as I was before.
You would overlook the commercials at that point.
Yeah, you'd be back in.
You'd be like, okay, you know what? I'll deal with Joe Theismann talking to me about his prostate. I want to see what's going on with Trump.
Right. And right now, as we're speaking right now, that doesn't exist. There's nothing pulling me in like the Trumpster did. So the commercials become what's the right word? A fungible situation.
Yeah. We need to get you on Truth Social. We'll sign you up for Trump's social media app so that you can reply to him directly. Now, you did.
Oh, by the way, those commercials, and of course I don't watch Fox, the little that I do once in a while, they're the same on Fox. There's no difference. The commercials are the same, and the commercials live, and they're not going to die, all right, for these products that nobody wants or needs. But you know something? what I keep telling myself as I get more upset about it, these must work, these commercials.
Yeah.
Somebody's buying this shit.
Yeah.
Somebody is. They track this. You know that better than anybody. This stuff is all tracked, right?
Yeah.
They know what's working.
Yes. It's working on you because I bet you if you had to go buy a car shield, you'd be like, didn't Joe Namath tell me where to get that? It'd probably work.
You know something? I can't picture myself buying any of those. I can't. You know why? Because I know what you just said, and maybe it's just the way I am. By definition, when I see them up there, those products are a fraud.
Yeah.
I mean, they wouldn't. What I'm saying to you is they wouldn't be advertising there if they weren't a fraud. And I get, because I know you'll find this hard to believe, but I have on occasion checked with the FTC site and other things to see various of these companies have all sorts of consumer complaints against them. And what a shock.
Yo, wait, so you're just,
Cashfield has 1 million complaints against it.
Are you just casually, like, on a Tuesday afternoon, just going onto the Better Business Bureau website and just checking out, like, hey, how these companies doing?
I'm not going to answer that. That's a leading question. I'm not going to answer that question.
So
you decide for yourself. You know me well enough.
Yes,
you decide for yourself. You
yes.
think of the answer.
What's one thing that you've been really enjoying in your life? Is there a product or a service that you've thought to yourself, like, hey, this is really hitting all the right notes for me?
You mean that I didn't see advertised here?
Yeah, just what are you really into right now?
You know something? I think those type of products that I'm getting, I'm not seeing up like this. I really don't. I think, I guess the best way for me to answer that is that the desire for me to get the product starts with me first.
Yeah.
I need something. Maybe I need, for instance, I need an improvement for something on my grill. I just off the top of my head. I know there's a pan that I bought. Okay. But the need started with me. I saw that I needed it. Then I went online to Amazon and checked out what was available. All right. So that's a little different than somebody yelling at me that I need car shields or that I better get an update on my Social Security payments because what I have isn't good enough. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. The impetus is starting. I've determined that in my life, I need a product, this particular product. And then I go hunt for it like anybody else on Amazon. But it starts with me. I can't think of anything, to tell you the truth, on the top of my head that I saw one of these verblunget, that's a Jewish word, ads on one of these verblunget sites that lit that interest in me. I can't think. It obviously works for other people. It just doesn't work for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. How have you considered getting a reverse mortgage?
A reverse? I'm not in that market anymore, but there was a time when I certainly years ago looked at that. And I'll tell you something. You know what? I'm different. When I saw it, and I did at one point, we're talking about 10 years ago, when they started with the reverse mortgages, their ads. They started with their ads, and I think the first guy that started with it is now deceased, with the ads. The ad started with a sentence, "This is not a scam."
Yeah.
I mean, that was the furthest thing from my mind until he put it in my little kepi that this might be a scam. See, I'm different. The way I'm wired differently. Yeah. You know what I mean? If somebody says in their ad, by the way, this is not a scam, and the first guy that did it was a well-known congressman who is since deceased. I wasn't even thinking about whether it was a scam until he said it.
Now we've talked to you about this before, this legal loophole. But if he had said this is a scam, he can legally get away with it, right? Like I think we actually presented that idea to you that if we basically started an investment fund and we're like, hey, listen, this is a Ponzi scheme. And then if people invest, how can we be in trouble? We told you right from the start.
Yeah, but isn't the other side of the coin, who is going to buy a product that starts with the sentence, "This is a scheme"?
I think there's a lot of people, because there's a lot of people who are like, maybe they're just joking.
You know that You know what that reminds me of? When we started talking, the three of us, for a long time, you started saying this is parody.
Yeah,
parody
And
law.
you remember
Parody law.
this?
Yeah.
I thought you were using the word parody as saying it's all equal. You know, like this is everything. And I didn't realize till about the fourth time I was on that you were talking about comedy. You remember that?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, you can do parody law. You can literally take somebody's money from them if you're making a joke out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know. Like I say, I'm wired a little different. If you started an ad with me and said, by the way, this is not a scam, all right, I'm going to start to say, well, I better check this out. We're talking about, say, the reverse mortgage is a good example.
Yeah.
And that's how there's an example of a company that started their advertising with, by the way, this is legit.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, so I'm wired that way. Why anything that's legit? It never occurred to me that's not, but now I'm going to start to investigate it.
So
I'm not your average consumer, obviously.
Right.
you're
built. You're literally built.
You got to
different,
wake
yeah.
up a little early in the day to pull one over on you. Now, is there, from a legal standpoint, has there ever been any decision that's written or any like casework around the idea of sarcasm in an ad? Can you be sarcastic? So could you say like,
I think there've been many. I think that there've been many cases that have dealt with whether or not what was being said was obviously quote unquote parody. I think there's a lot of cases about that.
Yeah, like if you were to be like, oh, this is definitely not a scam. Mm-hmm. So
Wink.
Well, now see.
Oh, I'm totally not going to take your money. No, I would. I would never do that.
I mean, when you're talking about things like this, you really got to. You're just throwing things out there right now. You got to plug in something that is a real fact pattern, and I'm telling you that there are many fact patterns. Can't think of any off the top of my head, but you can find many of them that talk about a fact pattern that the court came down and said that nobody would have taken what was being said here as being other than parody. Parody, not equal, parody, i.e. comedy, is allowed. Mm-hmm. Comedy is allowed. If it's obvious that it's comedy, it's got to be obvious. That only an idiot would think that somebody's being truthful here.
So I think we're good.
So
you're basically telling us we can't do anything legally.
You get a lot of idiots.
Yeah.
If you have a lot of idiots, the more idiots you have, the better off you are, I guess.
Yeah. Is it more helpful if you're an idiot yourself when you're promoting your product? If you're like, hey, listen, I'm really, really dumb.
You know,
this might not work.
As usual, you ask good questions. My answer to that is, I think if somebody was defending what they had said, and I guess they would try to say, look, everybody knows PFT is in the humor business. He's in the sarcasm business. Barstool is a humor site. And if you're going to take something that was said there as being the truth, all right, it's much more difficult than if you are going to try to sue something you saw in an article in the New York Times.
Yeah. It's like,
don't you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah. We're so consistently wrong about everything. Then why would you take anything that we said seriously?
Yeah, and I think I'm hoping, I think it's pretty well accepted that Barstool Sports, The Onion, these are comedy sites. So if you're going to sit back and they said that there was no problem with reverse mortgages on The Onion or Barstool Sports, that's a little different than if there was an article in the Wall Street Journal, the New York Times, saying somebody is quoted in there as saying reverse mortgages, there's no problem at all.
Okay, so I'm going to get into the reverse mortgage business.
Yes.
It's not a scam.
Well, I don't know if you folks you got to change business.
No, we could do two things at once.
I can multitask. It's not a scam.
See if
Step one.
Somebody could get an article in the New York Times.
Yeah.
Would you be willing to endorse it? Would you become?
Speaking of that,
Mr. Portnoy, would you become our Chris Berman, and you can sell?
That?
Would you become like our Chris Berman, our Joe Namath, and sell reverse mortgages to our listeners?
We'll pay you handsomely.
Yeah, very handsomely.
Yeah. Speaking of that, just to get off topic, I know you can't believe I would do that. Did you folks see that Caller Daddy was in the cover of the New York Times?
I did not.
I didn't, but that's hilarious that you did.
Are you sure about that?
Well, somebody sent that to me
Yeah.
on the cover of the New York Times magazine.
What?
And that ain't nothing.
Are you a big Color Daddy fan?
I wasn't until I read that article.
Oh, and now you are. So now it's yeah.
I want to tell you something. It was very interesting. As nothing bad said about Barstool, nothing at all.
No.
But nothing really. There was nothing in there where she said that I love them or they've been very. She mentioned it, but not in a negative way. I think she could have been a little more effective and say, they helped me get my start. They were very good to me. David Portnoy was good to me. I had no problems with them. I don't have. She just didn't go into that too much. It was very neutral.
Well, you know
about
what?
That. Other than, and believe me, you know damn well, the guy was salivating from the New York Times, hoping she would say something terrible about Barstool or David Portnoy, and she didn't.
I would guess. I would like, and I have no fact. There's no facts around this. It's a total guess. I would guess that she probably did praise us more than what was printed.
Probably.
And knowing the writer in New York Times, they're not going to print something that is positive towards us, because I think it's that skewed now, where it's like if someone says something positive about us, they're like, well, we'll just never say that. We'll never repeat that.
Yeah, well, you're right, because by the way, you won't believe this. I just got to talk about Uber. I just got an email from Uber, obviously.
Oh, they're listening. They're listening. Yep, they're listening.
We talked about it. But what I was going to say, they also put in the New York Times, they had on a sidebar that David Portnoy has been accused, that whole Michigas.
Of course.
So they couldn't resist getting that in there.
Yeah.
She didn't say that, but they had a sidebar with all the little facts. And they did mention that he's been accused of this, that, and the other thing, and that currently he has sued them. But I'm sure they put that in there grudgingly. But they did.
Yeah, it does. I do like. I'm reading the article right now. I like in the opening paragraph they say she's developed a following of millions of loyal listeners since debuting her raunchy sex and dating show on the aggressively laddish Barstool Sports site in 2018. That rocks.
Yeah, but she didn't say anything.
We're
like
aggressively laddish.
Mm-hmm.
That's that's a feather in my cap.
We're for the boys.
Say that again.
We're for the boys.
I still didn't hear what you said.
You are for the boys.
For the boys.
Yeah, you are down for the boys.
I'm sorry, I'm not hearing what you're saying.
No, you got it. You said it. Yeah, I think we're down for the boys. Like we're just guys being dudes. We like to hang out.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. We're on the same
aggressively
page.
laddish.
Yeah, we're on the same page. All of us, we're all.
Yeah, but it was obvious to me, and of course I have some background in this, that the New York Times was salivating.
Oh, yeah.
To get her to say something that would be damaging to Barstool, and she didn't.
Absolutely, they were. Absolutely. All right, so
you got to read that article. I think you'd both find it very interesting.
I am going to read it. I had one last question for you. By the way, this is by far the best technology. You were on the Zoom right away. I just want to give you a compliment.
I know. Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
You know who did it the best that we were on? We're no longer there for obvious reasons, and I never understood why Marty Mush had the best team setting it up. You know who he is, Marty Mush.
I'm not familiar.
Never heard of him.
No, you never heard the name, but he had a show.
Wait, what?
He had a show that we were on for a very short space of time.
Oh, yeah, the Cousins.
Yeah. No. He's talking about Mush the Line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he had the team behind him on the technical side. They were excellent.
Well, there you go. But that's huge. Yeah,
they're all gone. They're all gone. They're in ostracized heaven or something, wherever they are. But Cousin Murray and I, we were on there for approximately 2 shows.
Okay. Yeah. So you just hop. Hopefully, we don't get canceled after this.
Yeah. Well, hopefully, I won't even comment on. Hopefully, neither one of you will put yourself in that position.
No. All right. So my last question, Roback question. Roback.com. Use code TAKE for 20% off your first purchase. We'll get you some Q-Zips, hoodies, polos, everything. Great stuff, Roback. I actually get the random tweet like probably once every 4 or 5 months out of nowhere. Someone will be like, whatever happened to Mr. Portnoy's mail? Has there ever been a resolution, or is it still getting burnt
By
randomly?
the way, I'm going to tell you, I got some of that rollback product. I won't tell you how I got it, but I got it.
Or would it fall off the
Very
back of a
good.
truck?
It's good. I'm just leaving it at that. I don't want to disclose. I don't want to disclose my source of supply.
I'm gonna guess
Okay.
your son might have sent you
Yeah.
a shirt.
I don't deal with my son for things like that. I got a better.
He's got another connect.
I got a better connection.
Gaz.
Let's just leave it at that.
Yeah, okay.
What was your question? I forgot.
The mail. Has the mail been burnt?
The mail. That's the good news. The mail has not been burned. But the bad news is because I closed that mailbox.
Ah,
I didn't need it.
So whoever
So I
has
don't
that
go to the
mailbox.
post. I don't go there anymore.
Yeah.
And I don't have the box anymore.
Got it. So that solved the problem.
Yeah. If you want to tell, if the way to solve a problem is to kill it, I guess.
Yeah, that's
It's like
exactly
if you had
right.
an animal that barked. Well, I took care of it. I killed the dog.
Perfect analogy.
I don't think that's the way to handle things
No.
generally, do you?
No, it would be funny if we could track down who has that P.O. box right now and if they were still getting burnt mail. So it wasn't you.
Something? I have an answer to that, I think, because the box was so difficult for somebody to get to. It was the last box on the floor. So here I am. At the time I started, it was probably 73. Now I'm 75, and I can't even get to the freaking box because the box was aligned to the floor. So I had to bend down on my knees to get to the combination. I would venture a bet no one has taken that box because it's so hard to get to, and they have a lot of empty boxes,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
is not a shock.
No, that's not a shot.
Especially if they're giving people burned mail.
Yeah.
I would imagine that
Yeah,
they're.
they probably still burn it. I
Yeah.
mean,
Just a light burn. All right, do you want to end with the 3 words?
okay, I'm going to try. I'm sticking my neck out there. I'm going to start with Uber.
Yep.
Yes.
Nailed it.
Uber. Patriots chowder.
Yeah.
Nailed it. Absolutely.
Now, I want to tell you,
You were-
next time we do this, give me a heads up. I
Okay.
haven't done that in so long. I don't think, I'm going to, this is an honest question. I want to answer to this question. You think I should have known those?
No, I think 2 out of
you're
3
good. You're
was
good.
incredible.
You're good.
Yeah.
It's totally normal. Like I remember a couple years ago when we first asked you those questions, you were very stressed out about your mental state. You were dealing with a lot of anxiety, and you still were able to retain those words over the next couple of years. But we haven't asked you in a long, long time. So to get 2 out of 3, I think is good. You should not be having that same anxiety. I think that your brain is
Thank
doing
you.
wonderful.
Yes.
You don't realize that does bother me.
Yeah, but you are doing way better than the last time because I know you had like a fall or something with your head. You're doing way better. Just the fact that when I said 3 words, you were like, all right, Uber Patriots, like that right there, test over. You've been holding those around. You've been walking around with those
Well,
3
I
words
suppose
just
maybe the
bouncing
answer is
around.
even if you just have me on for 13 seconds to give you the words, I wouldn't mind that.
Okay, all right, we'll start calling
Yeah,
you
just
randomly.
random-
I'll call you
random
randomly.
phone calls.
Yeah, yeah.
In the
FaceTimes.
middle of one of your shows, just say we're gonna have a break now. We're gonna call cousin Mike. Just have him be on for 10 seconds.
I will
Give
do
us the
that.
words. I wouldn't mind.
I will do that. That will be a test in the next month. I'm telling you that right now.
I wouldn't mind that.
Okay, perfect. All right, well, it's always great to talk to you. Always great to catch
All
up.
right, I love you guys.
I
You know
love
that.
we
All
love
right.
you. We won't have it be this long in between the next time. So
Just for the words only.
yes.
That's okay. with
Yes.
me.
All right. Thanks, Mr. Portnoy.
All right. Take
Bye.
care, guys.
Mr. Portnoy was brought to you by TaylorMade. If your putting game is unstable, grab yourself TaylorMade Spider GT and inject a dose of stability into your game. I'm calling it right now. TaylorMade Spider GT, that's the club, that's the putter I'm going to use to shoot a 7 on a par 4. I'm going
Love
to do
it.
it this summer.
Love
It's going to be with the Spider GT. It sets a new standard in performance. What makes it even better is that you can make it your own with my Spider GT. You can choose from hundreds of color combinations so you can build the perfect putter to support your favorite school or your team. My golf game's pretty strong. I broke 140 the other day. Hank, you broke 100, right?
Sure didn't.
Oh, my bad. My bad. That's kind of awkward that I brought that up when you didn't break 100. But I broke 140. I shot 127, and I'm getting my hands on a brand new set of TaylorMade clubs. I can't wait to use them this summer. TaylorMade Spider GT is going to be the game-changing putter for all the AWLs out there. Head to barstoolsports.com/TaylorMade, shop Spider GT to create your own. Use the promo code Barstool at checkout and get free shipping. That's when you go to barstoolsports.com/TaylorMade, shop the Spider GT, create your own putter. Use the promo code Barstool at checkout, and you're going to get free shipping on the club.
Okay, let's wrap up. We've got an all-time story that is going around NBA Twitter and online. I asked Hank to dig into it to explain it to us, and then Billy as a backup in case he gets lost. Hank, the floor is yours.
All right, so I'll try and set it up a little bit first. Dell and Sonya got divorced a little while ago.
Currys, these are the Currys.
This is the Currys, Stephen and Seth's parents.
Right, who everyone, they were, for the Warriors' stretch of championships, they were front and center for all of them.
According to Robert Little, Black Sports Online, allegedly...
One of my favorite journalists.
Correct.
That's not even, there's no sarcasm in that.
Allegedly... Dell was suspicious this was happening and hired a private investigator and basically found out that she was cheating on him with this guy named Steven Johnson, who was one of Dell's friends from Virginia Tech. They both went to Virginia Tech at the same time. He was a family friend. I guess there's he would go with them to Seth's game at Duke.
Okay.
So that was what, according to Robert Little, inspired the divorce. Sonya says that they had already been split up and it only started after. So it's a little bit of a he said, she said.
Sounds like this happened right when they were spending a lot of time around Coach K.
Ooh, bad influence.
Yeah.
But then on Friday at the Celtics game, Dell was there with Steven Johnson's ex-wife.
And he's dating her.
He's dating her. He brought her to the game. So clearly he was that was just purely out of spite by Dell, just straight up, just an absolute spite move.
That's great.
Maybe it's a swinger situation, but I feel like it's more like a revenge and just, even if they were dating, to bring her to the game to be seen publicly.
And everyone's hey, wait a second.
Right.
That's that guy's ex-wife.
What you were doing. You were trying to be messy. You were trying to be toxic. Hopefully it's a big distraction for Steph. I can't imagine trying to play in the NBA Finals and dealing with that kind of press. But it's a wild story because at first people shared the screenshots and said, oh, it looks like, as a joke basically, it looks like they switched, partners.
No, it's how you defend against
and then
Steph
hours
Curry.
later it came out no, they actually did.
They switched on the pick and roll instead of coming under.
Right.
Billy?
My take, it's just a swapsies.
Swapsies.
A
Now,
temporary swapsies?
what's the difference between a swapsies and a swingsies?
Why would you do a swapsies though and get a divorce?
Yeah.
Well, there's a
that
swap.
seems like a permanent swapsies.
Well, that's the difference between a swingsies and a swapsies.
A swingsies is staying married. A swapsies is...
Swingsies is we had an understanding.
Right.
Swapsies is what the fuck.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is... I'm looking it up right now. There's...
He was a Patriots tight end. He started 3 games for the Patriots his rookie year, recorded 1 catch for 5 yards, and then got a knee injury.
So is this guy a Boston sports icon that's trying to bring down the Warriors? Very classy of him.
Inside job.
Interesting. This is similar. The story, I just looked it up. 1970 Yankees, Fritz Peterson and Mike Kekich
Oh, yeah.
swapped
Wait, you know?
wives for an entire season and then made it official.
You've heard of this, Billy?
Yeah, they went on vacation together.
And they
then
swapped wives.
They
it is
realized,
a very I didn't know the names.
Yeah.
It was a very famous story though. Hold on,
That's the 70s though.
They went on vacation together and they're like, oh, we actually like each other better than the OG.
Like taking a season off, taking a gap year in your marriage.
Yeah, no. It was both men and their families lived close to each other in New Jersey and had frequently gotten their families together since the 1969 season when Kekich had joined the team. It just happened. It wasn't planned, said Peterson. Although the announcement was made in March of 73, the conversation started at a party Maury Allen was throwing in summer of 72. At some point during the summer, the arrangement was called off for a week. Both pitchers returned to their wives and settled back into their lives, but Peterson just wasn't happy. I told Marilyn I just have Suzanne and Marilyn I have to have Suzanne, and Marilyn said she was in love with Mike. And then they swapped.
That's interesting.
Teammates.
I got to think, if Del Curry ends up marrying this lady and Sonya ends up marrying this guy, you got to go on vacations as families again, right?
Yeah.
You got to run it back. It sounds like you guys had a fun time.
Yeah. Yeah.
You get along well as a double couple.
There is an element, though, that they might just be family friends and were just near each other when the pictures were taken. They're not actually together. That's the rational thing. I don't
like that. I don't like this, Billy, where you're trying to talk us out of conspiracy theories.
Yeah, no, don't do that.
Just egg us on, please, Billy.
By the way, I'm reading the rest of this. So as always with this, and this is probably going to happen exactly in this one too. Mike and Maryland broke up, and then Fritz and Suzanne ended up. They're still together to this day.
Oh, that's nice.
So that will be like, I would imagine Sonya and her man are probably going to stay together, and then Dell's going to be like, okay,
Dell's going to play the field a little bit.
yeah, this was, this Swapsies was good for a minute, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it goes the other way.
But remember when
What does it say about Steph's legacy though? That his parents are
His legacy's on the line.
Parents-
Well, imagine though.
his parents don't have a ring either.
But yeah, imagine if he does all this and beats the Celtics by himself while his parents are doing a Swapsies.
Remember when Dell showed up to the game with like 4 women?
Yeah,
Remember that? They were,
Yeah.
like,
The old DK.
Scantily
Also,
clad.
I got to be honest with you guys. I'm having a little bit of a cell phone moment here when we keep saying Adele. When you said like, and then Dell, and then Adele, and I just keep thinking of Adele, the singer.
Dell and Adele.
Yeah, and Adele.
Rich
They
Paul.
could hook up.
Yeah. What?
Rich Paul.
Rich Paul and Adele. So
This
they're
go-
hooking up.
Maybe
now.
he's connected
This
somehow.
goes deep.
Wow.
Yeah.
So Del Curry and Rich Paul.
What about Elena Deladon? Is she involved?
Deladova.
Matthew
Nice.
Deli
Yeah.
Deli might be
I was
involved.
just
The Steph
naming-
stopper.
We're at the point of
That's
the podcast.
true.
We're just naming
That's true.
names.
Deli shut him down.
For like half of one game.
Yeah.
And then Deladova needed to go to the hospital because his body was.
Yeah, because he had to
shocked.
get IVs. Deli's NBA career is very strikingly similar to Dan Dockich's NCAA career.
Yeah, he had one half of great defense, and then he had to sit in an ice bath for 4 weeks.
It was a hell of a half of defense.
was a
though,
hell
to
of a
Deli's
half of
credit.
defense.
And then Deli got like $30 million from the Bucks. That was awesome.
Yeah, that was awesome. Okay, good show, everyone. Numbers? Anything else?
New Delhi.
New Delhi, India.
Yeah.
Yep.
They're involved.
That's another one.
I just want to name
There
Dell
it is.
things.
Different
Dell
Dells.
the computer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, you're getting a Dell. You probably don't even know that commercial.
18.
That was kind of you, Billy. That actually was like played by
Yeah.
a former Billy football. Dude, you're getting a
Give
Dell.
me a 92.
69.
26.
6. 25.
Is it on? No. Got it.
Delaware.
Delaware, yep.
We are Delaware on this podcast.
A deli. Deli sandwich.
36.
That's double what Hank picked.
Damn.
Tough. Love you guys.
Common snapping turtles are nesting right now, so be careful on the roads because they tend to cross a lot of roads.
You're
and
just
get
reading
hit
your
by
tweets?
cars. Yeah, everyone keeps tweeting photos of common snapping turtles laying eggs at me. And it's sick because it's like, wow, like this is actually happening all around the country.
I saw that snapping
I
turtle
know.
on the golf course the other day. It freaked me out.
Dude, they're
it moves like a
dinosaurs.
dinosaur. Yeah.
They're gigantic.
Don't put your finger in front of it.
They'll take it off.
Love you guys.